Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very, very, very first episode of the OD podcast.
Ooh.
I am Terrell Chatterbox Emerson, sitting next to Medina Rose, and we are in her beautiful place. So if you guys see this Patriot stuff, it's not mine, trust me. And I am sitting next to Alex White as well.
Hello.
Welcome. It's the OD podcast. How we feeling?
About time. Jeez.
Yeah, it's
Long
been
overdue.
a year in the making.
Yes. I feel like it's been over a year at this point now.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's been some time.
Yeah.
It's been some time.
And then we end up in this Patriots den. Can you believe it?
All this
How
time
does
for
that
us to
happen?
not come up with a better plan.
I'm actually really shocked that you guys agreed to this. I had forewarned you.
But look at this guy. Look at him. I
We
mean,
walked into.
you can't even be mad about. Look at him.
So, excuse me too. This is Oliver. Oliver, I'm very, very sorry for leaving you out. I don't want to do that to you. How you
Yeah,
doing?
This is little Oliver Newton. This is the homie. You know, I'm not a big, small dog fan. Typically, I love all dogs, but mostly, big dogs.
How much does that dog weigh?
5 pounds.
5 pounds?
Yeah.
Oh my
A
gosh.
little over 5 pounds.
5 pounds. My mom has. I told you my mom has a daughter that looks just like him. So
That's so
that
fun.
that looks somewhat familiar to me. I guess one of the things that I wanted to just make sure that I start off with inspiration or start off with the name of the podcast.
Name of the podcast.
Name? Do a name?
Put it out there.
All right. So the OD podcast is two things that went into my mind, at least when I thought about something like that, or at least the name in itself. I thought about overly dedicated because, as we said before, we're coming to you guys twice a week. We got the radio show on Monday. We have
beginning of the week.
Exactly. So we have the radio show to begin the week, and then we have this podcast for you to end your week listening to us as well. And again, like I said, we're overly dedicated. We're putting hours into this. Right now it's officially February. Hopefully you guys can see this on YouTube hopefully tonight. If not, hopefully by tomorrow.
See, and that's overly dedication. It is 1 o'clock in the morning and you want to put this out on YouTube.
Way past my bedtime.
Absolutely. We have a team of people working from 2 different states to bring you guys this. So
Yes, they're awesome. too.
definitely
Yeah,
overly
so thank you.
dedicated.
Shout
Not
out.
to mention, we're all overly dedicated because we all have way too many jobs.
Yeah,
So
way
many
too much
jobs.
going on.
So many jobs.
But that's okay. It's fun. Keep us busy.
It's
right?
definitely what makes it exciting, and but I think that the passion for everything is kind of what has finally brought us here to kind of push it through. And shout out to you, Terrell Chatterbox. You've been putting everything together
Absolutely.
and
Not even.
finding some resources to get it going.
Yeah.
So
We're in your house right now.
yeah.
Did you
It's
just
all
say
working.
1942? Is that what you said?
Did you? Did somebody say 1940? You know what?
Oh
now
man.
that it's been said, we might.
I guess
as well.
it's time.
We might as
It's
well.
time. I'm sorry.
So
about that.
we wanted to
Clap
do
it.
All
a
good. Our levels are gonna change. Oh, and another thing that we should probably get out the way right now is another thing. I guess when you talk about another thing when you talk about OD, if anybody knows about the slang term OD, it means doing too much. This podcast, if you guys tuned into the radio show, is going to be much different from the radio show. This is so much more different, as you can tell. It's much different from the radio show. So I'm gonna get this going. Y'all can
Cool.
do something.
so
Cool.
let's explain the 42 and why we're
do it.
opening the bottle.
Let's do it.
This is celebratory for it's been over a year since we wanted to do this, so we figured let's get it going, crack something open to start and kind of christen it.
That's right.
You can come over anytime for more of that because
It'll be
I'm not
sitting there.
one and done.
It'll
over
be
here.
waiting for us.
I am a cocktail waitress, but I can't hang.
Speaking of, I cannot wait to get to that topic. I can't wait to tell you. It's so funny.
I'm
it's
interested.
Yeah.
I don't even have my mic in my hand, and I just said. But one thing I do want to do, once we actually pour all of these out, we can get into the inspiration.
Yes.
And then let the topics fly. All right.
Who's going first? 'Cause I'm not ready.
Actually, you know what? I lied. I do want to start first because it's about somebody else. I want to point the attention somewhere else.
No.
It's gonna happen. So now I got to put this down. Or actually, no, I don't, because Medina's helping
Yeah,
me. So
we're
no, I
going.
don't.
Who's the waitress here?
But I don't know. At this, I told you I used to serve too. Don't sell me short.
Oh, yo.
And then I said I used to serve.
Oh, on the couch.
That's for you.
So that's the first party foul of the night, guys. Hopefully there's no more
Halfway.
at this
I might
point.
die. Okay.
The only one of the
This is
night.
gonna
Maybe the
go on
first
with
of
I'm
our
watching.
podcast, but the only one of the
Okay,
night.
there you go.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, don't kill me. All right,
Oh
so
my gosh, you talking about me don't kill you. So we're in your house. Are you doing the toast?
no.
No.
This is all you. This has your
Me?
name all over it.
This
Yes.
is me.
This
This
is
was
a
your idea.
Chatterbox moment for sure.
Oh man.
No pressure.
Shout out to my friend Juan who told me I had to do a podcast because he couldn't tune in all the way from Philly to the radio show. So,
All right.
Juan, this is for you as well.
Wait, and so what's that song you were talking about with the 42?
Oh, 1940. You know what? I don't even know what the trademark situation is, but I'm a college student. Please don't sue me. I don't.
Please
I don't
don't
have
sue
the
me.
money
We don't
for it.
got
I
that money.
don't. And
We
I
don't
mean,
have that kind of money.
and if I play anything on the show, I feel like I'm
Giving 'em a
giving
shout out?
love.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you should.
Yeah,
Free
we're not
sponsors.
using
know.
it as like our theme song.
Yeah, like man, it's love. At the end of the day, it's all love. Let's see if
And
it'll
you,
play.
your love for hip hop brought you to this, made you think about it.
We gonna do it? I think we're gonna do it.
We're waiting on
So-
you.
We'll let it
Two.
work out how it goes.
Started off
To plans finally coming together. I'm really, really happy about what we did. And what we
Started
done.
selling white, we won't sell it no
Alright,
more.
cheers.
Like Trump ain't feeling us. Cops still killing us. Niggas taking shots, can't stop me. They ain't real enough. Cut her off, act like she dead, then it's killing us.
Thank you for the
Not a-
soundtrack, Meek. Ooh, Meek's home.
Tonight? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Meek's home.
We didn't have chasers ready. What's wrong with us?
I don't know. You got something over there. You're fine. You're
Let's go
fine.
with water.
So inspirations. I had to get that in my system before we talk inspirations.
Okay.
But okay, so definitely. So really quick, obviously, if I just said the name was overly dedicated, I was listening to the Kendrick Lamar project on the way over here, overly dedicated, and that was absolutely. If anybody's saying, "Oh, he ripped it off of Kendrick," no, I didn't, because I have no problem admitting it. It definitely came from Kendrick. That project is outstanding. As I said before, I was just listening to it on the way over here. So yeah, as I said, I feel like it was the perfect segue, I guess, for what I wanted to do and what we wanted to do in terms of having 2 shows a week.
I think there's going to be a lot into it each night. And let's see. So we do the podcast Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Your goal is to get it out that night. I mean, more than likely though, but
That audio, if we
push
can.
for Saturdays, and then you get the radio station on Mondays.
Yes.
So there's
So
a lot.
we can hear how crazy we sounded on Monday, on Thursday, and then we can hear how crazy we sounded on Saturday, on Monday.
For our predictions and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everything
Yeah,
else.
we'll hold ourselves accountable. I definitely think that's
It's a big thing. We have no choice.
Right.
We have zero choice. So another thing really quick. So as you guys can tell, one thing that I do want to do, I have no problem, and this is the first episode, so I'm going to get everything out and on the table now because I'm not finna address this more than once. We already talked about the inspiration in terms of overly dedicated, but I have no problem shouting out the people who kind of helped me get to this point, because one group, I guess, in one podcast I want to shout out first is the Joe Budden podcast. I definitely
Absolutely,
want to
yeah.
shout them out because they taught me, and it's going to sound crazy, and hopefully one day they'll listen to this and laugh, but they taught me structure.
Yeah, I feel like if you're listening to it, it has a great flow with things. and
'Cause
they've got
there
their
is no
sense of
structure.
topics. But
They talk.
I was a little
but they
like,
talk. But I feel like with most podcasts too, that's
Uh-oh,
the 42.
1942.
That's the 42.
42. We hear it.
It's the more of a bond you had, that you want that topics to flow with things, and so
Mm-hmm.
you want to continue to have something there, right, to listen to. So, and I think
Never
they do a
feels
great job with
forced.
that. Yeah, and just go with it.
right.
Like taking shots and spilling it all over my couch.
Hey, to be quite honest, the fact that you didn't react and grab a napkin made me be like, so
Yo,
are we just going to
it's-
keep recording?
It's in there. It's
So guys, if we ever
Ollie's gonna be
change,
licking that couch later.
yeah. Oh no. He's already zonked.
I was gonna say Ollie's down for the count already. He's
So
already
next
done.
inspiration is Joe Budden.
Yes, inspiration is Joe Budden. Another one is the Brilliant Idiots podcast. One of the things that I got from them is their openness, just in terms of talking about anything. They have no problem telling you what they don't understand.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they have questions about it, and I think that's the only way that I think you get more mad at a person who's ignorant to something and would rather stay ignorant to it.
Do you think that having their podcast, because they are celebrities and, you know, have a following, do you think that that makes it more interesting for people to watch it, or and also because I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm a nobody, but but then does that
understand.
make people
Yes.
want to try to talk, to find some interest in people who you don't know and who aren't already in the limelight and who don't have that celebrity status?
That's a good question, and to be honest with you, I feel like a lot of it might go into, because they have that like celebrity status, it might be more of they want to tear them down in terms of trying to catch them in something like, oh, how could you not know about this? And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I met Andrew Schultz at Summer League, at NBA Summer League, and Andrew is one of the nicest people that you will ever meet. And I lie to you not, I emailed him after the interview, responded to the email, nicest person in the world.
Awesome.
And a lot of
Shout out to
people,
Andrew.
especially
I would guess that, right?
yeah, well, absolutely.
I
I
mean,
mean,
even those
you
little-
can hear genuine.
Yeah.
I think that's the
Right.
main where Andrew is genuine. You
And-
know that everything that he says, even if he's asking a question, is from the heart.
And maybe he might not know it, but you found inspiration in just that moment alone and something to help you too. So that's dope.
Absolutely.
Can I get
What's
something off my chest?
Go
real
ahead.
quick?
Get it off.
Because you said you like how they are open about like not knowing something.
Mm-hmm.
My pet peeve is when a broadcaster or a news reporter says they mess up on something and they
Mm-hmm.
go, or I should say, it's like, yeah, you should. You got it wrong. Instead of like
Yeah.
saying like,
I'm
got.
sorry.
Let me correct myself. It's this. They go, or I should say. It's like,
Yeah.
like
Or
it's
should-
another word for it,
I think
AKA.
that would be
It's
the
like,
tough
that's
thing to
not
be like-
AKA. You got it completely wrong.
Yeah, or you would realize I'm notorious for being like, oh shit, my bad. Like so.
Well, that one
yeah,
you can't
that
do
no,
on
I can't.
TV,
do.
but
So we're gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
but I hate when they try to make it really smooth and like
Gloss over it.
I kind of get it. I like
But it is essentially their job to try to do that, but accepting fault in the fact that you got it wrong is refreshing.
But you can smoothly do it like, oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say.
Yeah, I mean,
that-
and yeah. So when some people, I previously had reported this,
yeah.
I was incorrect.
It's just so funny. Watch,
Yeah.
listen. You'll notice it now because like so many people do it. They'll be like, the Los Angeles Chargers. I meant the Los Angeles, or should I? Sorry, the Los Angeles Chargers, or I should say the Los Angeles Rams. And it's like
So many
it
people
Yeah.
makes no
still mess
sense,
up
Completely
with
right?
wrong.
that.
It's like
I
you were
Completely
completely
wrong,
wrong.
completely
It's not,
off.
I catch
say.
myself with that though too.
Do you?
So many times.
I do say, should I say, or should I say?
Do you?
You know what? I think it's more of a.
It's my pep. It's a personal thing. It's
You
my
know what's
Well, I'm
funny
talking
though
about the
about
Rams.
it? I feel like it's more of one of those things. You say that when it's blatant. You say that when it's a blatant. By the way, shout out to the fact that shout out to the fact
Go
that you
for
have
it,
an
too.
art award.
42.
All three of us have already had a nice little stumble. Thank you.
Yo.
Can we start over? Or
We're-
not? Or-
At this point,
are we live?
yeah, yep, we're live and going at it. But I was about to say, by the way, shout out to the fact that you have an art award book
Yeah.
over there. I just feel like everybody should have that in their house.
Let's not pan over to the romance novels.
Oh.
I
You
peeped
know why
already.
though? Do you know why? My boyfriend's on he's on every one of those covers, and we have about 6 covers together. He's no joke,
What?
romance novel model.
What?
Word?
Yeah, you want me to show you one?
Please.
I'm
Is that
actually
weird?
good.
No,
I'm
let's
good
do
on
it.
that one.
I'm good on that.
I'm good on
I'm
that.
like,
On that
bring
note.
that.
Okay.
Are you serious? That's,
Yeah, that's
crazy. That's you too,
Yeah, that's us.
Medina. That's so cool.
So did you just say that you was a nobody on camera?
She's a
That's what I'm
freaking
saying. It's not.
romance novel
I just get
model.
lucky to come with him to model, and it's all about. It's romance novel, so it's all about him. And most of the time they don't even want to see the girl's face. I'm like, whatever. But
Like, whatever.
Yeah. So on top of that is all of his bodybuilding stuff. So it's like
That's crazy.
muscles.
Like,
That's all I
how do you
wanna
get
see.
into this? How does
That's a
one
good question.
become a
I mean,
romance
I think he just started
novel model?
taking pictures for stuff because he was a bodybuilder, like I said. So then he
They kinda-
sold a couple ones to an author, and out of nowhere he just started
Kept it.
selling more, and people requested him. So
That's crazy.
yeah,
That's
kind
cool.
of cool, right?
Little.
I mean,
I'll take that.
anytime you can sell your brand, I'm always with it. So that's always my vote.
That's awesome.
That's always my vote. Actually, let's get this out the way really quick. All right. So, first topic. Why is my
is
watch
that?
spazzing right now? What is going on? You hear my watch
your
over here
bedtime.
going off?
It says 1 o'clock. It's your
It kind of
homie
is.
sleep.
So we should just.
So we should just end this. You
Just
two,
end this now.
Never do
you
that
two
with
are
the
up
mic
all
again.
night. First of all,
that
let's-
does not look good from a male, like as a male, to do that.
It doesn't. It doesn't at this point.
Wait.
Well, actually, it's hanging in front of me. Never mind. Anyway.
Listen, you two, you guys are both up.
That's true.
Late hours. It's past
Always.
my bedtime.
That is true. I
Yeah.
stay up till like 6 in the morning sometimes.
Yeah. you
I
guys
don't
are
know.
both-
I used to do graveyard security, so I feel like that is like kind of second nature almost now for me.
How
but
old are you to be doing graveyard security? Like,
First
who
time I
are
did
you
it
protecting?
was 19. What you mean? What you mean? Excuse me. I feel like that was a shot that was just taken at me.
It just got so
I'm like,
shady.
excuse
worried
me.
for you.
I'm like,
worried for you.
excuse me. Nah, I feel
Shots
good. I mean,
fired.
well, at the same time, too, you gotta understand. When I was in California, I was a lot heavier. Like I was closer to 300 pounds. So.
Oh, really?
I got my ID. Actually, I probably could have showed you,
Oh.
but yeah, I was a lot heavier. So I was a lot. Yeah.
Where were you doing security?
Hollywood, actually, believe it or not. I did Hollywood. I did Santa Monica before. Just moving around to different places, to be honest with you, because
Well, we're glad you're here and safe.
right. Once I came out here, my dad was like, "You still gonna do security?" And I was
Doesn't
like,
look like you.
I was like, I could, but I don't want to at this point.
Yeah,
get into
I would
something that
not
I can-
recognize you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody says that.
I think
you've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my god. I don't
told
think
you.
I've seen it. I don't know if I've seen it.
See,
That is
It's a drastic
not
change.
good. You're lying.
I'm not
First
kidding.
of all, this is your fake ID.
People think that I have like a fast suit on. Like, nah, that's me.
That is
That
not
was
you.
me. That was
it,
me.
Who was the Nutty Professor?
Exactly.
smart.
Everybody keeps saying it, and I'm like, it looks like a fast suit, like the Nutty Professor. And that's me.
I can't.
I watched that with
me.
my son, and he's 11 years old, and he was like, we're like, did you realize, because his whole family, he plays every person, right?
Mhm.
And we're
Yeah.
like, did you realize that's all of him? And he's like, no. And I was like, oh, so then the movie quality back then was pretty good, right?
Yeah,
Or maybe he
Yeah.
just wasn't paying attention. He's just like,
this might have been the way to test it, though. Let it stand the test of time.
yeah, and then
test
see
it out
what
with somebody
yeah,
else.
because he doesn't like watching older movies. He's like, the graphics are so bad, Mom.
That's crazy that the Nutty Professor is classified as like an old movie.
yeah.
Like, that's crazy to me.
It was actually so
I
funny.
think it's old, and I'm old.
You think the Nutty Professor is old?
You're not
Yeah.
old. You can't say that. I'm a year older.
Okay, I have a
than you.
question. So is Men in Black old?
Oh, that's
I feel like that's newer than the Nutty Professor. No,
around the same
No.
same time, right?
don't
I
show
don't
me up
know
right
at
now
this
on our first
Oh yeah, we gonna do
our
this.
first podcast.
So
I thought you were
okay,
gonna
you look
give
up
me
the
a
Nutty.
shout
You look up
out.
the Nutty
No, you're
Professor.
not
Oh, we're
gonna
still
show
getting
me
to
that.
it. We're still getting to it.
No, I
So-
want to get a Super Bowl. That's what I'm trying to pass mine.
The Nutty Professor
Trying
and
to get
Men in
into
Black.
sports here. So that was 1996.
I'm trying to.
And you said which one was older?
I said the Nutty Professor is older.
Was older?
Yeah, Men
Men in Black is 97. What's up?
Woo!
Yeah.
Are you-
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I'm a
right
little
around the
I'm a little
same
happy.
time, right?
Yeah, it was definitely around the same
So
time.
I won, right?
No, you
Did
said
I
the Nutty
break
Professor
it?
was older. So Men in
It
Black
is
is older.
96.
It
said
is
96?
older.
96.
42.
Oh, what did you think I said?
42.
That's you. That's for you then.
42.
You owe
I'm
me
wrong.
a shot.
I'm wrong. So I gotta take one.
Yes.
Oh my.
You better own this
You can
too.
grab that.
Yo.
Whew.
Oh, you know what? And
Okay.
saying 42, I'm not finna keep saying 42 and not address the fact that January 31st would have marked, which was yesterday, would have marked the 100th birthday for Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson. I think
So
I had that on already.
I definitely wanna. You had that on your thing?
Yeah. Well, I had that on when she came
Uh-huh.
over.
Oh, okay, okay,
initially.
okay, okay.
Yeah, the specials that they did for him.
Yeah, definitely. So, just
100 years old.
I think now we just figured out the name of the first episode.
Yeah.
42.
Wow.
42.
Nice.
42.
How does that happen
Hey,
like
so-
that?
It happens.
That's
We walk into
beautiful.
it.
Yeah.
We walk into it.
Down it.
That's first of many that I
Woo!
beat you.
Yeah, you keep you if you keep doing this, by the end of the night I'm gonna be slurring. So
That's gonna be gone.
cool. So first topic. First thing that I want to get into. Again, I kind of said it on the radio show, but we got a national champion in the building. So now we
Alex
got a full
White.
platform.
Alex White.
Let it fly. I want to know. I want to know how the whole trip went.
Okay. No, we're gonna make this like short and sweet. Get to our real
You're
topics.
so modest,
You know?
and you can talk about yourself.
No, it's
You
fine.
totally should.
What happens if we both cut the mic off
Yeah.
and we just listen to
And we
you?
just
No,
are waiting.
okay.
You gotta feel the
Okay,
air.
so I'll tell you guys. But I'm gonna do the short version. So last year, they started this division, and it was called Sorry, hold on. Not
42.
because that's not the right one.
42.
Game day. It's called Game Day. And we were phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. The best. There's probably 10 teams that joined, but they're like big name teams.
How many girls do you have on the squad?
We have 38 right now.
Okay.
Usually we have like 25 to 30, but last year we took a whole bunch. So, and it was really fun. Actually, I like having a big team like that.
Yeah.
But okay, so last year 10 teams went. It was their first year doing it, and we killed it. And like me and my sister were like, oh my God, we're about to win all this stuff. And they're like, in second place, UNLV. And me and my sister looked at each other, and we both like kind of got like teary-eyed, you know?
Yeah.
In first place, Ole Miss. And like everybody was like crushed. And then everyone's like, what happened? What's going on? Like, I don't understand.
So can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
So when they announced Ole Miss, deep down in you guys' hearts, somewhere down the line, did you say...
Who the fuck is that guy?
100%.
Did it happen? Okay, cool. I
Yes.
just wanted to be sure. Because that would have been my reaction. I would have been like, what? Ole Miss. Shout out Big Draco. Shout out Soulja Boy. No Soulja Boy slander will be accepted here.
So,
Ole Miss.
Oh man. So
Miss.
okay, so the sad part is I had to actually explain to my college girls who are 18 to 21 like, listen, UNLV doesn't have a name, okay?
Yeah.
Like they made this division, it's called Game Day.
Yeah.
We've never really made it very far in our sport. We are not the game day that they want to perceive. And like when you look at their records, their first game day champion can't be UNLV. Does that make sense?
Who are the other people in
Right.
this?
The logic kind of.
What other
I'll
universities
show
are in
you.
this though?
I'll
It's the
show you
president that they
both
wanna say.
I'll show you all of them from last year. It's bad. It's bad. Like I know people who
Like
work-
other known like universities.
Minnesota was really good, but they like dropped,
Mm-hmm.
so they couldn't have won. And then other big names that did game day were SDSU. Well, that's not that big, but
Yeah.
you know. So anyway, so then this year we went back for blood and
you
forget.
crushed.
Like there was no way.
Crushed
Like
in
it
the
was
good way,
so crisp, but there was no way they could not give it to us
Right.
without there being an uproar. Because my girls were.
That's a humble.
Amazing.
That's a humble brag.
That was
That's
a
a
slight
humble-
flex.
No, that wasn't me. That was my girls. They were crisp. They were on point.
How long
they
have you been
did their-
coaching, Alex?
Like 10 years. I'm old.
Stop it.
I
I'm not gonna play
started
this game.
coaching when I cheered at UNLV. I started coaching high school like immediately. For
Is
my-
that? Do you know that's that what you wanted to do?
No, I wanted to do sports.
Yeah.
I still want to. Like
But I feel
here's
like
a humble brag. I'm good at coaching. Like because
I can tell.
I'm like personable. Like I can,
Yeah.
and I like to coach towards each girl. Does that make sense?
Right.
Like
Like
each girl's
individually.
different. Like you
Right.
can't coach all of them the same. Like
Yeah.
any coach that thinks that's crazy.
Right.
So that's like probably one of my favorite characteristics or my best qualities. So
who told you you had this characteristic?
Who did?
Yeah.
Maybe I told myself.
I was just about to say, please tell me you told yourself.
Maybe
I
it's
think
a
it's
humble-
great to be
maybe
like,
it's a
because
humble
if you
brag.
see you read that back and forth, then
Yeah.
that's
If you
what
know
need
right
as a
away, you
coach.
know. Like,
So I enjoy it. I love it. It's a passion, but I still have other things with you too.
I think well at least
so we can talk.
that kept you
stop it.
but that kept you around sports. So that's a good thing.
That's what made me realize I wanted to go this way.
Right.
Because I was cheering on the sidelines in college.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so much fun. And then after I got done, I was like, wait, I still want to be on the sideline. What can I
Yeah.
do? Oh, I can
And
be a
be around
sideline
and centered by
reporter.
sports,
Exactly.
yeah.
I can be a sideline reporter. There's so much I can do. I want to, I don't know, be around the action.
So I guess one of the things I do want to say to everybody that's out there, we're gonna try to get the video up. We're not recording with the camcorder this particular time around. We ran into some other issues. It's a lot putting together a podcast.
I'm telling you, we're college students.
Like it is a grip
rough,
putting
right?
together
It's
a
rough.
podcast.
Good job, all of you, like, vlog and, like...
Yeah, they get it
vloggers that have
going
been
and get
doing
it
this
together.
For a long time.
I mean, so we're coming
coming for you.
straight out of just
Oh, absolutely.
putting stuff, throwing stuff
We got
together.
it. Right. Second
I
time
think,
around,
um,
professionals.
You gotta go through it. You gotta learn it. I mean, it's a slow build, but as long as we build, I'm with it. You know what? Jeremy, the person who does our social media, me and Jeremy we're just talking about everything, and he said he had put some things into place, and he was like, "They're small steps, but they're necessary steps."
Yeah.
And I told him, and I was like, honestly, bro, like, I'm a start quoting that, and
Yeah.
that's something that I'm gonna start
I like
living
it.
by. It's
I
small
agree.
steps, but they're necessary.
If you don't put yourself out there in the beginning with stuff, even if you aren't fully prepared
Get
with it,
that
you
done.
got to get it. Yeah.
But I do want to point out the fact that I am wearing a UNLV cheerleader
Thank
shirt. I
you.
gotta show my representation.
Represent.
I have to do that.
See, I had my Pat stuff on, but I switched over to the Vegas hockey.
Don't
Thank
you have
you.
enough Patriot
For
stuff
us?
around you?
No.
No.
I was.
Can you
Is this
ever?
okay?
I got a
I'm
gro-
gonna
what is he,
admit
over
this.
me? I got a
Super
helmet
Bowl's
over
coming
me?
up. Let me ask you this: would it
Okay.
have been because I went to the Super Bowl when we played the Seahawks,
Okay.
and going to the Super Bowl with your team, like as a fan of your team, because I know a lot of people go and they're not even fans of that team.
They just want to go for the
Do you
Super
think
Bowl
that's
experience.
weird?
No.
Because a lot of people buy their tickets. No, you said no, but I'm just saying a lot of people buy their tickets beforehand. So if like the Packers get bumped out, I'm fucking still going. I don't care. Like I'm not gonna
But, like,
not
what if
go.
your team's
Well, I was
out
gonna
before
say
the
location
playoffs?
too, right? If I live
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Minnesota and last year the Super Bowl
That's
was
a
there,
fact.
I'm
That's a
going.
fact. That's a
even though
fact.
I'm
But you're
disappointed.
when it's
spending that
when it's in
money.
Inglewood, I'm going back home.
Right?
Are you spending that money
Yeah.
to go?
Yeah,
That's
probably.
wild, yo.
I probably
Really?
would.
Yeah.
Just
To go to the Super Bowl,
I
I
looked
think
up.
I would.
I looked up the because my boyfriend's a Rams fan, so I looked up the prices
He's
to go.
a romance model.
He's a romance novel Rams
There you
fan.
go.
But
welcome, Nick.
I looked up the
That's your
tickets
show.
though, because I actually worked that Sunday, and so I was like, do I take work off or do I go to the Super Bowl?
Right.
And I was lucky enough to not have to pay for the Super Bowl I went to.
What?
What?
How?
You
Hashtag
keep
tag
calling
and
yourself
sponsor.
a nobody, and you keep dropping these one-liners like.
But so I looked up the tickets and I was like, yo, that's crazy. Up at the very top, and the Mercedes-Benz Stadium looks amazing, phenomenal. I would love to watch a game there, and especially the Pats play there. But $4,000 up in the highest seats
Are you
above.
serious?
But you know what's actually awesome that they're doing is the stadium itself is only charging like $3 a beer or something. They're
Oh,
keeping
they
the
did say
food
that. They did say
super
that.
low too, so that's dope for fans.
Yeah, that is.
Because that shit's expensive. I mean, I go to.
That's wild.
I'll even go to the T-Mobile Arena when we watch the Knights games.
Yeah.
And I'm like chicken fingers and all kinds of stuff, but I walk around $60 later. Like, what the fuck did I
know.
get?
I
The
know.
only
It's so true.
The only question that I guess that I have
is
is,
so
are there
true.
concessions always that price or no?
I
They
think
lowered it, right?
they lowered it even more than what it is, but
I would assume, yeah. They
Because
can't
they rose the ticket so much,
It
right?
can't always be that price.
Well, no, 'cause
Our
their
concessions
price-
Because they're not a
like-
bad team though. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. The Bucks do
Universal.
have concessions that low because they're the Bucks. Like,
Really?
Tampa Bay Bucks, yeah.
So I should ask Nick
Absolutely.
that because Nick actually worked at the stadium because he's from Florida too, and he worked at the Tampa Bay Stadium.
Oh, I was about to
So I'm gonna have to
call him
ask
in,
him, but like, yeah, I'll ask him what the price is and stuff. But he worked the suites, but I think they do lower it slightly for that.
Yeah.
But $4 like for like
$5
gourmet,
$5.
their version of like a gourmet nacho or a gourmet hot dog is
those
normally
chicken
what
fingers are
$9,
bomb.
Yeah.
$11.
Yeah.
Who is it? One of the players was like, there's like a little clip meme, and he's like, you gotta try the chicken fingers. So even they're eating it while it's on, they're on the sidelines. Like,
Hey, that's Atlanta too. I'm not gonna lie. That food is just probably fire in general.
yeah, and it's a Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That shit's gotta be luxury. What do you mean?
That is true. That's a good point. That's a very good point. You kind of can't
I
downgrade
gotta go
from
back
that.
to my topic of what I was
Go
going to
ahead.
say. You think it's crazy? So I went to the Super Bowl 49, and I was gonna get. I know I don't do Roman numerals, but I was gonna get the XLIX tattooed
Yeah.
on my ring finger because like we got that ring, yo. Is that? It's after we had won. It's
You
like
should get it on
it's
the
an
opposite ring
experience.
finger.
It's
So
yeah,
then
yeah,
it
yeah, like
does-
the right.
The right one.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
then
right,
yeah.
like inside.
Yeah.
Is that?
Is it
I'm
what?
not like crazy to be like. There's some.
Oh, you know what?
that
Oh, so you're
tattoo
asking
that-
us,
No,
is it
yeah,
crazy?
Crazy because I
Oh,
still
you
wanna
know what?
do
So
it.
before we even answer that question, we're gonna go ahead and restart this camera. Like I said, we're recording 30 minutes, 30-minute intervals. Hopefully, it's just the first couple episodes, but
Stick with
we
us.
will go ahead and be right back with a punch in. We're back. So, Medina was asking me and Alex. Actually, go ahead and ask the question again.
Is it crazy, as a fan of your team, going to the Super Bowl? You get to watch them play. We win the Super Bowl. I want a tattoo of the Roman numerals on my right ring finger. Why are you laughing already?
I'm laughing because I think that you know my answer and you don't. It's so funny. But go ahead. I'm gonna let Alex go
Okay,
first.
so my first reaction was, your right hand, right? Not your left hand.
Yeah, I do my right.
And she confirmed.
That was a question.
I
Okay.
may
it is-
never get married though. So what if I did my left?
Whoa,
That's the only
no,
ring I
no,
know
no,
that
no.
I
You
actually
can't
had.
marry
I don't know
the
about that part.
Pats. Like you got. I mean, you got to keep it like as an option. You
Yeah,
know.
but you gotta leave it. Oh, I think once you put the Patriots on there, like you kind of you are married at that point.
Right. But I think the right hand's really cute. Actually, I like it. I think it's
Yeah,
cute for
okay.
your team. It's just
So
the
should
numbers.
this be one day we go to the tattoo shop and get it
Now I'm
done?
really into it. Well, let's hear his answer.
I'm down.
Let's
I
see
mean,
if he thinks
I'm gonna
it's
be honest with
crazy
you. I
first.
don't think it's crazy,
Okay.
but what I will say is, I've never seen, or I had never seen the Packers win one until 2011 against Pittsburgh.
So you were there at the
And
game?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Ooh, no, I was not at the game because I was in Texas too. Right after they had just built Jerry's World, oh, it would have been insane.
Jerry's World.
But no, that's what they call it. It's like a museum. It's like an amusement park. But and I only had seen it. I only had seen it outside. Like that was it. And so
All
that in
college
itself was
student
fine.
problems. I've only seen you from the outside. I don't know.
could-
Are you mad?
I
You can't
couldn't
even
pay
get
to
into the
inside
club.
at all. And I'm hating from the outside. Like this is where y'all play. This is y'all home stadium. It's okay. I mean, I
You're
guess.
hating from the outside. You
I
can't
guess.
even get into the
I
club.
guess the rain and the snow doesn't affect you, but whatever. But honestly, I answered my phone for a week. Super Bowl champion. How may I help you?
Oh my God.
That's too much.
Stop.
That's worse than her tattoo.
I was in
That's
11th
gotta
grade,
be-
so I was what
Oh,
16.
okay. That's-
So I probably wouldn't do it now because there's probably more important people calling me
you
now
were
than it was at
16 and
16.
had a phone. Was it a flip phone?
What?
No, at 16 I had an Android. I had the MyTouch. I had my lit phone at 16. My 11th grade year was lit. I had my
So that's your
MyTouch.
11th grade.
Medina,
Okay.
he's a lot younger than us.
That's
Don't
what I'm
embarrass
thinking.
us right now. Don't call us
I'm
out.
like-
Don't do this
Shit.
to me.
Yes,
Don't
we
do
had
this
flip
to me.
phones at 16.
Don't do this to me.
The Razor.
Don't do
oh
this.
my
The
God.
Razor was lit, but I had a Razor.
Did you know
too,
T9?
like-
Did you ever have to T9? T9 text?
T9 text?
Tell me you had
Oh
a
yeah, I
T9
did. I did.
No, you
I
didn't.
did. It was my first two phones. That was it. And then after that, it was full keyboards.
Oh. Oh.
Who's his
Yeah, like I
mom's
had
phone?
that shit memorized. I was just down with it. Like I could do it not texting. You know
You know
not
what's funny?
looking,
Okay, so I have a
like-
question. So if somebody put one of those phones in your hand right now, how long would it take you to send an email?
I needed like a day to get back into it.
So how long would it take you right now if I said send an email to your job and request days off from work? How long would it take you?
I mean, I can text super fast without looking.
Yeah,
Without
I don't
T9.
think it'd take that long.
Yeah, not
I
that
think
long.
we'd
I think
both.
I'd be,
I think
I
it'd-
think I'd be decent at it.
So okay, let's do this.
5
In
minutes.
comparison.
Mhm.
How long would it take you to do it on an iPhone right now?
Oh, 1.
Yeah, yeah.
Seconds, right?
super Quick.
5 minutes. I'm gonna argue it. I'm about to bring in one of those
Do
like
it.
next week because I don't believe it.
Do it.
I mean, on an iPhone right now, I could do that super fast.
No, I believe that. I'm not arguing with that.
T9, I remember where they are anyways.
Yeah, you
Hi,
remember it. Like,
oh, it's sick. Yeah, I got it.
All
Bring it in.
right.
Let's go.
All right.
42 shot.
but you know,
on
that
it.
was back in the
Yeah,
day
a
when you had
42
to.
shot.
You also had to remember
Worth it.
phone numbers
5
then.
minutes is a long time. You know that, right?
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
know
that is a
that, but
long
it's just
time.
like
That's a long time.
How long is this email?
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's a
How-
good
what would you have to say?
question. Woo.
because it has to be the same in
I
terms
got a lot
of.
to say to my boss.
Oh, my boss gonna have a lot to say to me tomorrow. I might be getting fired.
Yeah, that's funny.
Are we getting paid for?
No,
Yes,
this is on our own
You know
time.
what's so funny
Am
is
I
someone asked. I was
allergic?
like,
This is
yeah.
on our own
I said,
time.
we're starting the
crap.
podcast. We're starting the radio show, and they're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, you're getting paid?" And I was like, "Fuck no."
No, it's
no,
No.
this is for. Yeah.
This is why this is the OD podcast. We're
right.
this
No,
is
this is-
no. This
Are you
is because
spending
we
your
like
own money?
you guys.
Yes. Are you
Yes.
making any back end? No.
Not in the
Are you
slightest.
having a great time?
This is
Yes.
where we do our
Yes.
sponsor.
The Patriots
Shout
look like they
out.
sponsor us
Which,
at this
right?
present
1942.
I know. I'm about to
would you
get a
like
tattoo of the
sponsor us?
Patriots. Do we not?
1942. That'd be nice.
Will be a great
Don
That would be
Julio.
nice.
representation
That
of
would be
you.
really nice, especially for the first episode. 42 was the
Well,
name, right?
I mean, New England Patriots could sponsor us too, but then me and you would have to switch sides, which is going to be hard. Can we?
Yeah,
we
let's
talk
get to
about the
the
game?
let's get to those picks.
Let's do it, please. Let's
Alex
get to
had
something.
some interesting topics she wanted to bring up with
All right,
us.
Alex, what we got?
I do. I need help from you too. Okay,
What
so
did I do?
from a betting angle, I was just thinking if I were to bet, I have two different angles and to make a guarantee win. So
Okay.
I'm going to take, I would take Jared Goff as MVP because it's plus 240.
Well, let's just remind, because if they didn't hear the radio show, like remind
Oh, yeah.
everyone of who we're choosing to win.
Okay.
She just
No.
wants to hear me say this again.
No, because she's all in with it. And,
No, I'm
and
not.
she's okay. I'll let
Wait,
you. do
are
that.
you? She's backtracking.
No, I'm not backtracking. Okay, I am backtracking.
What happened to
but I have
falling
a
on the
reason.
sword?
Oh.
Exactly. You're supposed to die on the sword with your pick. You can't be backing out now.
No. Okay, listen. After Monday, friggin' Robbie Coleman comes out and like gets Brady all fired up, and then literally
Okay,
that
can we
happened,
talk
and I
about
was
that
like,
for a
oh my
second?
god,
Go
now
ahead.
She's
I
like, you
know
don't
that
poke
much
bear.
about
You don't
that.
poke
Nicole
the bear,
Robbie
right?
Coleman.
What do you think
You
he
might have
did?
just pissed her off.
Well, no, I think it's hilarious because he's like, what has he?
See, I know.
What
that
has
pisses
he said
me
all?
off, and then he gets
Yes, 'cause
fired.
what has
That's why
he
I got
said all
nervous.
year? And that's what it is. Oh, we're too old. You have got nothing left. Like that, he feeds off that, like
That's what I'm-
avocado.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so I was all Rams on Monday, and then that happened, and then I was like, there it goes out the window. There it goes. Like,
We're still here. We're still here. We're still here. We're still here.
I was
Dude,
afraid.
Is that a mic drop?
are you
That
sick
was-
of that or what? That's the worst thing. Oh, everywhere. Okay. So listen, here's my
welcome.
prediction. You two, Rams are
All right.
gonna win, 27-24. Somewhere close, whatever. Don't quote me exactly. Or it's gonna be a bad Super Bowl Sunday for all of us because we have had so many good ones.
Right.
We're gonna have a bad one, and we're gonna get
A
they're
blowout?
gonna get blown out by the Patriots, and that's why I feel like I could take Patriots in the over, and then I'm winning one or the other a lot of money
Patriots in the over is what I had.
against, and then I have Jared Goff for MVP. So
So
those
the
are
over-
Yeah,
the
on
over
Monday,
right
that's what
now-
I said. That's what I had on Monday. I
But
had
the over right
Patriots
now
for the
is
over.
50. What do we look
7.5, 57.5.
I think
That's what it was.
It
Did it update?
changed at like 56 and a half, 57 and a half.
It's been going
I was saying about 30 to 28, which would be about 58. So it's still going to be the over.
okay.
And he thinks Brady's not going
And
to throw a
Brady's not gonna
touchdown.
throw it.
No, Brady might not throw a touchdown. I'm not going to lie.
you
Nicole
cannot
Robbie
say
Coleman
might
made me
not.
a little. Because Nicole Robbie Coleman shouldn't open his mouth.
Did that
So now
really-
I'm.
He's right though.
Good.
He actually is right, and it
He
You
might
don't
just
think
pick
that
on
that
him
might be
just because he said
conspiracy
something.
theory, but like as soon as I heard that and that came out, I was like, all right.
You think
Yeah.
There goes the
that one
touchdown.
There it goes.
statement,
And my
that
and
one
mine, too.
statement affects the game that much, though? You think?
Well, to be honest with you, I will say that I don't think Brady needs anything else to motivate him, and I
No.
think it's pretty safe to say that he's one of those people. He doesn't need like any added motivation.
Right.
But the crazy thing is, I think he still uses it.
He absolutely. He was. If you watched his celebration,
so weird.
he's
It's just
genuinely happy and
like
celebrated the fact that he won.
Absolutely.
And you can see him go along the sideline because he's the oldest quarterback to play. Like, you've got to feel something.
He's the
like
GOAT.
that. Yeah.
You got to give it to him. He's the
No,
GOAT.
he is the GOAT. I'll say that too right now. Make sure everyone knows I agree. I still want to see someone else win.
You always want to see some. I mean, once Brady got to like 4, I'm gonna be honest. I was like, yo, I'm over it.
So
We're
now,
sick of you.
after
Good.
that whole Coleman statement, you do believe and feel that that's changed your answer, whether he's going to have a touchdown or not? And now, because you're saying, because before you were like dead ass, no
Can you hand me
touch,
that?
you're not throwing touchdown.
was a big
Get out of here.
Can you hand me Because I just want to do something really quick because I think she knows what I'm about to do. I think she knows what I'm about to because I'm about to be real childish right now and I'm not gonna be able to hear myself. But whatever. I don't really care right now. Yeah.
It's them braids.
When I tell you that I'm about to die on this sword, I'm so serious. I'm so serious right now. I'm not kidding. Brady will not throw a touchdown. I'm not saying that you guys are not going to win a Super
Do it and
Bowl.
don't say you're there.
Brady will not throw a touchdown. Tom Brady will not throw a touchdown to Super Bowl 53.
We're gonna place a bet here.
Damn.
What? Because I think that I want to know what the odds on that were. Is whether he
Him
throws a touchdown.
throwing
or
a touchdown at
not.
all? It
Yeah,
was
do you
9-2. 9-2. I want to. No, 9-2 was something else we were just talking about. That was something different.
We'll have to look that up and look at it, and we can post it in the comments and whatnot. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna throw at least one.
Well, for the total touchdowns thrown, they have 2. So I mean, the under is 105. Is
It's
minus 105. You sure?
Yeah.
Minus 105. So
I mean, it's actually from, like, my brother got that from.
This is lit. But like I said, every time that I feel like I'm going to have an unpopular opinion, I think I'm going to throw this on.
Okay.
I think I'm going to throw this on and be like, where's that
Rock
sword,
it.
guys? Where's that sword? The Pacers are coming out of the East. Where's the sword?
I'm guessing, if you don't say that, like, I just put this on. He's going to throw a touchdown. I said
Can you
on
do
Monday.
the rest of the podcast with that on?
The rest of the podcast? I said on Monday that he's going to throw a touchdown.
How many is he going to throw? Okay, you give me what his stat line looks like.
It's tough because we already talked about the run game. So as far as throwing a touchdown, at least one. I want to see Gronk get another one.
So you think he's targeting Gronk, or you think it just happens?
I think he's going to have to switch up play and target Gronk in the end zone. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm no, all these predictions and stuff, but.
I mean, to be honest with you, just being a football fan.
Alex, welcome back.
Nothing. Over here talking Patriots, but she definitely has a helmet on. I told her I was going to die on the sword with this
I'm proud of you, actually.
helmet and... I don't know.
Because earlier he said might.
No, the reason why I'll say that, you're right. You keep catching me with the might. But the reason why that I'll say that I'm just going to stick with it, you said that you were proud of me, because at this point, if he does not throw one, I'm going to look like a genius. And if he does throw one, he's Tom fucking Brady. I'm going to look like a
genius.
He's Tom Brady if he throws one. Like,
so I told you, then we need a bet.
Oh, between us three?
Do we got to be more 40? Yeah. Can we? Yes.
Where's my Rambo?
There we go. You lucky I don't have nothing else to put
that
on.
is like the one Rams thing you got here, and you've gotten it.
Not for your boyfriend.
He's completely outnumbered in this.
And this is where a true fan's like, yo, I've started a collection. I bought that for him.
Oh.
He didn't buy it himself. I buy my own shit. I'm saying, like, I buy my own.
Does that make you any less of a fan? I'm gonna be honest.
Like,
Does that make you any less of a fan?
It makes me a lot more of a fan.
You think so?
She's respectable because she actually.
No, I'm not saying that she's like. I'm not saying she's not a fan by any means.
No, I'm saying remember she.
Yeah, with that, and because he said that they were bad for so long, it was tough to watch them, and so as they started to finally get into it, he starts getting into that. Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
St. Louis fans are furious right now. Did you know that?
Because of the Super Bowl?
Because they're representing LA in the Super Bowl.
Is that
They're in
wild?
LA.
I know,
exactly.
but they're furious. I heard it.
Wait.
And so we brought up the point that McVay started with the Rams in 2017. He's been a head coach with the Rams since they started in LA.
They're saying that. Okay, wait. So they're saying that the Rams, who currently play at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, should go to the Super Bowl and say that they're the St. Louis Rams?
No, I mean, they're not saying that, but they're hating on them. They're
for
furious
going there.
And
for getting there.
Yes, for getting there.
Oh.
Yes, there we go. Is that normal? I don't know. To be honest, I've never had a team. Like, the Knights are my first team.
Yeah.
Being from Vegas.
And that's so I'm born and raised in Vegas, and everyone's like, why do you become a Patriots fans? But we don't have a sports team.
Right. We're a melting pot. We kind of get to pick our team as we grow up. So
and
it's different.
That is what so many people, like, you get to choose your... But then we got so much shade and hate for being... hockey fans for
that
the
is
Golden
a
Knights
fact.
Why?
Coming from LA, I will say that.
For being
it's
Golden Knights fans?
It's a lot of hate. And you know what? I had to go back home and defend you guys almost because
I had to go defend you guys.
Exactly.
Vegas,
you know what's
I had to go put on my knight in shining armor to defend you guys. Thank you, Terrell, for defending us.
Yeah, thank you for defending the fortress.
I had to because it was one of those things where when I went back, I asked a lot of people in LA that were saying that they were against it. I was like, so I have a question. Truth be told, like, I understand because I have a lot of friends who obviously have football teams. So I'm like, cool, you got a football team. That's perfectly fine. You can be a Raider fan. You could be a Jaguar fan. You could be a Packer fan, whatever. Yeah. That's great. If they bring the Rams to LA, if they bring the Chargers to LA, if they bring, at the time they were talking about the Vikings because they were purple and gold like the Lakers. If they bring the Vikings to LA,
let's bring them for their colors.
If they succeed and your team isn't in it, like now, like I'm not even watching football this year. Oh, we can get into that conversation too.
Yeah.
I'm not even watching football this year.
You missed a great season. A phenomenal season. Okay, anyway.
Just the best game of all time.
Just to make it worse,
just the best games of all time.
Okay, she said.
In a game that I caught part. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anywho, I forgot what was my point that I was even making. But should I just get on it?
You were defending us as Knights fans.
It was the Knights fans. But essentially, I was just telling everybody in LA,
your team didn't make
any
it,
football team came to LA and your team was not in it, what are you doing? You're cheering for LA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I told everybody, like, people in Vegas, they probably never gave a shit about hockey, and that's probably right.
That is
but now
the
that they
majority
get
of
their
it.
first professional team, I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm rocking with it. I'm going.
Okay. And here's
I could see
here's
why
the thing
an
too.
entire city would get behind the team.
Well, not only that, it's just the things that happened to when it started.
Yeah,
Vegas
that's
strong
true.
and Vegas.
I wasn't out.
born.
I had made my announcement the week before they announced the name of the Golden Knights. I knew that you guys were getting an expansion team, and that's all I knew. And I had already announced. And then I think the day that I announced, the Raiders announced it the day after that they were coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just think that, like I said, the way that the franchise started here in Vegas and everything that was happening during that time,
Yeah.
it was an amazing thing for the city, and especially like for people and victims that were there, you know. So it was amazing for us. So that's why, for me personally, I take that personal when people are like throwing so much shade to the fans that are Vegas Golden Knights fans.
Well,
Right.
and the players were amazing. They were like
Yeah.
going out doing all this community service, and
Yeah.
you know they
They
really
still
did.
do,
They
to this
still
point,
do.
yeah.
They really are awesome.
They're everywhere.
And
They do a lot.
so they, you know, they really like held up Vegas, and Vegas
Right.
came to them like, "Hey, okay, we got you.
Yeah,
We'll
it
be
was-
there."
And
And then they started winning.
and then do you
Like,
think
The
that it's
StubHub
just,
Center is going to be more filled up next year because the Chargers did so well this year. And it's just, whether you're a fan or not, it's LA football, and you're going to see the LA team
I
probably
think that
win.
like
the
So people are
Chargers
gonna
have
go.
like 4 fans there.
No, that's why I
Have you
said this
seen
year.
their-
No, that's why
their
I said.
stadium? It's
that's
so
why I
sad.
said
You're
next
saying
year,
next-
if
it's
they
like so
stay in LA,
sad.
because
It
they
is-
won this year, because they did relatively well this year, I could see those numbers still going up. I'm not saying they're going to sell it out.
I
but-
don't
No. I'm laughing because she said it was so sad. Like I literally thought about buying a ticket and driving there just so
help them?
they'd have some
Sweet.
fans.
Right. That is.
It's
I don't care
it
that
was
much.
Bad.
That's
I don't
my
care
city,
that
and I don't care
much.
that much.
We went to some
Aw.
Rams games.
Every
and
professional athlete should have some fans out there.
No, I
Yeah.
agree,
Come
but
on.
I shouldn't be it.
Have you been doing Aces game?
I haven't done yet. You know what's funny? And hopefully
Oh,
hopefully
us three
somebody
better
gets
go.
wind of this.
Yeah,
Hopefully
that'll
somebody
be
gets
fun.
wind of this. But I attempted
We're
the
good.
cover to the Aces during
Really?
their first season, and nobody responded to my emails. Terrell
Oh,
Chatterbox
that's also
Emerson,
sad.
double check on that, please. But
Is that thing
I
double check on?
absolutely, yeah.
Oh, it is.
We
Okay,
should be
cool.
good.
We're
We should be
still
recording. Yep, we should be. I think he came
Is it a break?
in right
Oh.
before. He came in right
okay.
before.
Oh, you guys restarted without me.
Yeah. No, I think we
No.
started with you.
No, you did.
No,
Did we?
I meant like again.
Oh,
No.
no.
Another 3. Okay.
Same one.
Yeah, I think you just took a break on your own. I was like,
We looked over and was like, "Oh, Alex is gone."
Alex
I tried
has
to
a baby
warn you
bladder.
guys. It's on the
She's
it's on the
gotta
video.
go.
I was like, I'm going downstairs.
I did see you do that. I didn't hear a word.
That's okay.
I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. We're good.
It's
I'm
because
sorry.
So yeah,
you went for the
so
helmet.
can we still go to an Aces game even though
Yeah,
they
I'm all
didn't
for it.
take your opportunity?
Yeah, that
to
would be
cover
fun.
them?
Let's do it.
Were you
I'm
going
with
to
it.
cover them through
The paper
Scarlet and
on
Gray?
campus. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I was. So I was just reaching out, trying to figure out because
That
it was
would've
one of
been
the things too.
awesome.
I was just trying to reach out and be like, I don't know who to talk to. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna just kind of send out a couple. Nobody got back, but I think I'll have more luck next
We
year.
can
I
build
do
this.
too. I think
We'll work on that.
We got to do it. I know they looked at my email. I almost played Connor's soundbite again, but they definitely saw the email and was like, "Yo, I don't know who this guy is."
Yeah, no. Wouldn't that be nice if you could see if someone read your email?
That's
I
a
know
fact.
I saw you see me see
That's
you.
a fact.
do you have your read
See me.
on your phone?
On your
no,
phone?
you don't.
Do you?
What do
You got
you
your
know?
read
When we text,
receipts
you
on your
don't have
phone?
your
Oh,
read
only with
receipt.
certain people.
What? You can
Yeah.
do that?
I was about to
Yeah.
say, so do you cut yours on so you can see,
Right,
so they can see you read it?
Maybe
and
on
then,
WhatsApp, and maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Yeah,
Have
it
it
is.
up on
It is.
WhatsApp.
It is WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Because I was about
Everyone
to say,
does.
because I have
No.
my read receipts off.
Yeah, no.
I don't want nobody knowing I'm
hold
reading.
on.
Never
Is
have I
it-
ever had
is
them
it
on because
read
I'm the
receipt?
worst with my phone.
Is it read receipt or read receipt?
Oh, that's a
This is a
Whoa,
crazy
whoa.
controversy.
Mind blown.
Did
Did you pause it?
Nah, I
Are
didn't
you
pause
like
it.
this shit's about to get heated?
Nah, absolutely, absolutely
no,
not. We
it
still
gets
live.
to
We
blow
hot.
out fights with some people.
Mm.
on an iPhone, like when someone
Wait,
I
what
send you a
What are you
text.
saying it is? Which is the? What do you think is the correct
It's
answer?
read receipt.
It should be read receipts.
Yeah,
actually.
because it's past tense read.
But you just blew my mind because I never heard.
You never
that.
thought of that?
Yeah.
No,
No.
it's definitely a thing too. Because some people you can look it up. It's a whole controversy. It's just debatable.
Oh well,
It's 'cause
you're
I'm-
correct. So
Oh, thank
everyone
you.
who's debating is
Nick.
Game over.
Read receipt? Yeah.
It's
Game
read
over.
receipt.
We figured it out.
I'm not gonna argue that. 'Cause once I said read receipt, she brought it up. I'm sorry.
I know.
And
I
she
thought
said
the
it, and she
same
brought
thing.
it
I
up.
was
I was like, oh,
Me
maybe
too.
I'm wrong.
Because you think about it, if you had opened it, it's basically to tell them, okay, they read it.
Yeah.
Because it's for the other person. It's not. It wouldn't be
And yeah,
reading receipt.
no.
I don't
Okay.
think you have anybody arguing with you right now.
Not
Okay,
over here.
I like that
Mhm.
because on the internet, in the cloud, it's an argument.
Don't you hate when somebody brings up something that you've been saying like the wrong way for years?
Oh, like
Yes.
meme.
Like meme?
In the beginning, I was.
You called it a
I've-
meme?
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
called it a meme?
Yeah, that like meme, the meme.
Okay, I have a question. Is it GIF or GIF?
I don't even know. You tell me this one. GIF.
GIF or GIF?
No.
You say
it's-
GIF?
Yeah, it is.
GIF,
GIF.
right?
It's GIF.
Why is it GIF?
Jiffy is spelled J-I-F.
If you take the T off of gift, then you got
GIF.
GIF.
Why you said that? Okay. I never heard anybody
That
explain
also
it that
makes
way.
more sense.
You're welcome.
But yeah, you might be onto something for real.
Yeah, because I was thinking Jiffy peanut butter.
The way that I've always explained it, or the way it's always been explained to me, is it's an acronym for something, but the first word is graphic.
Nice.
So it wouldn't be graphic.
Nice.
You get me? It's GIF, so it's supposed to be GIF. That's funny though. All right.
But mine
would
was
be
kind of
graphic.
just as good, right? That was
No,
actually.
yours is insane
on-
because that's on point.
Yeah.
It works.
No,
That
well,
makes
and it was
sense.
on the spot. I've never thought about that before, so I don't know where that came
I
from.
might use yours just because it's simpler.
Well,
Yeah,
it's not
it is,
Mimi,
though.
and I'm Mimi. No,
Yes,
not that.
definitely not Mimi.
I have to tell you
What's up?
about Brilliant Idiots now.
Oh, let's do
Are you
it.
ready?
Oh, this is interesting.
Because they do talk about some stuff sometime, and I'll be like, yo.
No. But seriously, like, I have to ask Medina if one of the things they were talking about is true or not. And
Alright.
you're going to love it,
All
actually.
right, cool.
Okay. So they're talking about the nightclub, which.
Explain what's the
In-
name of it? It's Context Me Later.
Yes.
Oh, that's the episode?
The episode is
Context Me Later.
Brilliant Idiot. Context me later. And they're talking about nightclubs, and they're really talking about Manhattan. They
Right.
kind of bring up Vegas.
He
a
brings
little
up
bit.
Manhattan because he knows a friend who
Right.
works.
So this
Yeah,
is the
right.
part that blows
Andrew
my
Schultz.
mind.
Are they in New York? I mean,
Yeah.
so that's probably what they see the most.
Or
of
New
anyway.
Jersey.
Jersey.
They make fun of, yeah, one of them makes fun of the other and says, "You're from Jersey." Anyways, okay. They're talking about girls being paid to go to the club, which we already know. They're called Atmosphere models. In Vegas, that happens too, right?
Yeah, there's a whole like a model. You're a model.
Yeah,
and
it's
like
funny because the whole thing's staged, and
Yeah.
literally the tables are called like staging tables.
Yeah,
Mm.
they're called
Like-
staging,
Staging
tables.
tables?
Called staging
Like we set up a
tables.
table in the middle of the night, beginning of the night, and the girls come because there's promoters that bring the girls to the tables, and it's called staging because we're staging them for the guests that are coming to pop bottles.
Okay.
So
But
we'll
they're
get
not there
in-
yet.
The other tables are not there yet, so like the guest has not arrived, but the
Okay,
girls are
okay,
there.
The
okay.
girls usually go
We
pretty
give them a
early.
little champagne
All
because
right.
we don't want them.
Staging.
We don't give them liquor. You got to give them light champagne because you know what they got to drink all night, champagne.
Okay, so
Okay.
then he says the best line ever, which I want to steal. He's like, bottle service is like the new club, and like if you don't have a bottle, like everybody else is just in the
Yeah,
way.
he
And
said
I
it.
literally thought about Medina running around serving bottles. Like, you're in the way. Like
You are-
like GA
Excuse me,
is
excuse me,
in the
excuse
way.
me.
Like we couldn't agree more with that.
Right. So he said basically
Okay.
like tables. The clubs make the monies off the tables basically.
Right.
Table sales, and everyone else is just in
Look
the
at who
way.
they pay attention to first. That's a
Everyone
fact.
else is just in the way.
Wait, who is arguing
Charlemagne.
with Andrew? Yeah.
Charlemagne.
Charlemagne.
He says, he goes, yeah, but they're just buying bottles for the sparkler. And
Yeah, and-
he goes,
You think they're buying
you
bottles?
really
for-
think they're buying bottles for the
and
sparkler?
and to
They're
his
buying
point,
bottles for
and
girls."
Andrew Schultz, I will tell you as a
Could
waitress,
they both be right?
No.
Yeah, and it kind of is because he
Okay,
does
okay,
say it.
okay,
He does
maybe.
say it like it's for the attention, right? Obviously,
It's for the attention. You
But
want somebody
he
to know
said
that
it's
you're
just
bringing
for
a,
the girls,
that you're
but
buying a bottle.
it's not because
No.
I know these clients that come in. They fucking love that attention with
see,
it.
it's why I
They
wanted her.
and
That's
we
why I
have to do
needed
certain
her.
presentations that like they just love that.
It's so
attention
true.
from it. It's just a ball out on. And
Dude, they make us spell their name 5 times. If they get the same bottle 5 times, they still want their name.
And shout out to my brother, because my brother came and balled out at my club, not my club, at my workplace.
Can't even say anything. He's
And
speechless.
listen, he spent like 40 grand, and he's like, oh, because they have these rivalry companies, and he's like, oh, well, they're gonna have this table. I want this area so I can like flex. It was literally, and so Charlamagne even said it's like other dudes. Dudes are now the groupies.
Yeah. He
And
did
it's
say
totally true, because that is exactly what happens, because it's dudes wanting to flex on dudes, and the girls are paid to be there.
that. And the girls are paid to be there. So it's all staging. Here's the best part. This is what I need to know, is if this is true or not.
Okay.
This is where this whole topic came from.
All right.
Andrew said that they will pay girls. They'll pay the girls as rent, and have 9 of them live together, but
That's got to be expensive
they have
rent out
to
there
go
anyway.
to 3 so each host really does have like a couple clubs. He said that too, and that's true here too, like
Right.
Intrigue and Excess or something. So they'll say like, okay, so you have 3 nights, you owe me a week, and I'll pay for your rent. And then they stack 9 of them together, and they all live together for free rent, and then how they get paid is their rent and their atmosphere models for 3 nights out of the week.
All right, I think I'm
Is that
following.
true? Does
Is
that
it
really
true?
happen? That's what I need to know. from
And
you
with
two.
that, so like I know girls that get paid just to go to
That's what I'm
Miami
saying.
or New York or whatever. So it can't
But
not
it's-
be. It's totally fathomable, right? Like you can
But
see
it's
that
hard
happening.
for me to understand, because in Vegas you can't do that, because then you have you can't have more than 5 girls living together, because it's a, what's it called?
Brothel.
Thank you.
A brothel.
A brothel.
It's a brothel for sure.
So
Yeah, I wouldn't know the
it doesn't work in
amounts.
Vegas that way. So
I didn't know the exact amount for it to be classified as a brothel, but
Really? That's
I know.
crazy.
That's why you can't have sorority
That's
houses
not
here.
good.
Oh,
Yeah, that is true.
Really? I
Yeah,
didn't even
it
know that.
sucks. Yeah.
Wait, is
Sucks.
that the
Well,
reason
it
why they say
sucks.
though?
That's
Because they
why.
could classify it as a brothel.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know the reason.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
I'm just saying it sucks, because every other university in the United States
Has
can have
sorority.
friggin' sorority houses.
They have
Can you
sorority
imagine
rows.
because
how
we're-
bad it would be if we had sorority
No.
houses out here.
Why?
To be
It's
honest
the
with you though,
same.
but they
Other
have them in a
colleges
lot
are-
of other places. Like USC has a sorority row, and it's a whole block
Yes.
of sororities.
Why does your face just light up like
It's
that?
a whole block of sororities, is what I
I
said.
just,
No,
yeah,
but that's-
but you didn't even say that. You said it's a whole
It's
block of
a-
sororities, right?
You was.
Okay, focus. Does that happen in Manhattan? Is what I need to know.
I
I've
can
been to New
totally
York
see it.
once, and I was working.
It is working. You
So-
didn't.
You-
get to
you-
Explore
I didn't get
City.
the experience. I'm going back in
Oh, I
November
was
for my
gonna say
birthday.
you weren't getting paid to go to a club working.
No, I got paid to.
I feel like
Run
it has
around
to
and
be
take
true.
Dodger
It
videos.
has to be true. And girls do this so then they can try to be like actresses or something. They're not.
Yeah, or
making
what if it
very
is
much
like out
money.
here, a girl's
So
atmosphere
pay
model
for
on the
my
side.
rent, and I'll go try out for my auditions and whatnot.
I mean, to be honest with
Can
you, out
someone,
here.
like, help me out.
So you have a
Let me
specific
know.
question about Manhattan, or just out here in general?
Manhattan. It's not here.
Okay, so-
it can't be here because then it'd be a brothel. So
Okay,
I
yeah.
know
You're,
it can't happen
so
here.
you're more focused on the amount of girls that is like 9 plus.
I think before I can answer that
just
question,
wanna
I
know
have a
if their
question to
rent is
you
paid
guys
for,
though.
and they live together. It's just.
I could totally see that happening.
Would it
And
be
if
an
he's-
issue though in terms of just women living with each other? Like, cause I know women that can't be in the same room with a woman for too long. You know what I mean? So living together
No,
with 8 other
there's
women.
There's a lot
is
of girls
lot?
that still live together, and
9
yeah.
of them.
I don't know about
That's a
9.
lot. Well, I mean, I guess it's a
There's
whole lot
that
less
too.
stress in
They
the house when
said,
you're not paying the
too, on
rent.
Brilliant Idiots, they said there was like 9 of them with like 2 bathrooms. It was like
Yeah, with like 2
That's gotta be
bathrooms.
gross. Oh, that's gross. I
It was
know
like
that's
that.
gross.
I mean, girls aren't that dirty. Yeah.
Some of them.
Yeah. I mean, you don't know what happens out here. That it could be illegal out here to do it, but
That's
it
true.
could happen.
That's true.
That Manhattan shit is true. Like they do it with male models too. Like the rich dude puts up a bunch of dudes in a house, and then they get to go on all the
What?
auditions and everything.
Wait,
It's
what?
true, Alex. You've got.
So I
your
guess you
answer.
got your answer.
Okay, so it is true.
Yeah,
And
like
with
a bunch
men
of dudes living in a house,
and with
going
men.
out, and they think it's all good, but you know, shit always
Hey,
happens.
hey, you know how they say like
Wait.
girls?
It has
It
to.
only happens to girls. Dudes do some shit.
Okay. Wait, this got way.
This is-
bigger
wait.
than I
Dudes
thought.
do some
Wait,
shit.
wait, wait.
So
stuff.
it's really true, yo. And Nick dips,
Yeah,
and he's out.
He's out.
Yo, okay, so does that change your topic now? What
No.
what becomes the question? If
No,
it
she
is
was
true,
just
what's
really
the conversation
curious
now?
if it really happened with that
I
many.
don't know why. When I was listening to their podcast, I was just like, wait, what?
So I guess the
Girls
question
like-
becomes: Could you guys do it?
Oh, what? I don't really
I have a
want
legit
to.
question.
Do
I mean,
what?
But you think you could is what I'm at. I didn't say whether you guys. I don't think you guys. I know you guys, and I don't think you would want to do anything like that.
Hey, T, we could do whatever we put our minds to. Hello, T, know us too.
That's a
So,
fact.
yes,
That's a
we
fact.
I'm
could do
Beyonce.
that.
We're here now.
Uh,
But you just said you was a nobody. No, you
And
you
we're
Yeah, I know.
both very
I think that I
easygoing. We can
Right.
get along with girls, so we'd be fine with 9 girls.
Yeah,
right?
is that your question? Could we do it like be in a house with that many girls, or
That
was
was
your
it.
question?
Could you be in
Oh,
a house
okay.
with that many
I always
girls?
thought you were like, could you be housed up and have to go to clubs and like
Well,
be
yeah,
a?
that is the question.
Well-
I mean, you're getting your rent paid
I mean,
for.
yeah, it's work.
You have to go
how
to
would
But
you
you're
feel?
getting your
Clubs.
rent paid for in a house that you don't want to be in. You know what I
know.
mean?
And is it
Like-
3 8-hour shifts or is it 3 12 joints? Or like
No,
how?
not even
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
long.
and that's what Andrew
16?
Schultz.
Go to drink.
No,
So-
instead that's
Go
what
to
Andrew
the
was saying.
club
Basically,
to
like
drink champagne.
the girls
To
can't
get your
even
rent paid
leave.
For. Is that terrible?
I was about to say, so yeah, I'll go to work for 12 hours a day if that's the case.
What?
I
You'd
mean,
rather
I
go to work for 12 hours a day.
No, I'm saying
Oh.
if my job is to drink champagne and stand there, I'm
you're going for
with it.
12.
I'm going for 12 hours.
Okay, I hear you.
You need a double? Yeah, I'll give you
See,
double.
dudes do some shit.
See,
What?
In that same podcast, they talk about some guy.
know.
What was
I
it?
couldn't.
Drinking the water. So they needed water or something, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll go suck the dick for the water."
Whoa.
So
Yeah, I
then,
couldn't listen to
like,
that.
what's
Wait, was this on a podcast?
yeah,
It's
on
on
the Brilliant
Brilliant
Idiots.
Idiots.
I
podcast.
told you some of the shit that they be saying be
I-
having me like, yo.
No, here's the
They
thing though.
lost
My
me.
brother brings those things up all the time, and he's always like, "I wonder," and because he's straight, and he's like, "How much would it be for you to do this or to do that?" You know, and it's always like this kind of
Yeah.
game that he plays with stuff. So maybe we should start that. Like once a podcast, be like, to suck a dick, what would you do? How
Well,
much would you do?
Actually, when my brother played baseball,
This podcast
at
to end
UNLV,
right here.
They all did that. They were like, I don't know. They would like question each other, like, how much is? I don't. It had nothing.
Like
to do
two
with
girls, one
that.
cup type thing.
What the? Where
Like,
where did this conversation?
You could not
go?
pay me enough.
Oh, to do something like that.
Like that, yeah.
Oh, that is that's what I'm saying. That's why when you said what you said, that's why I said the
Okay,
podcast
to
would
eat
end.
a piece of your dog's poop, how much?
To do what?
Wait,
Wait, to do what?
Eat a piece of your dog's poop. My dog's
To
poop's
eat
like
my dog's poop, bro. I have
Yeah.
a German Shepherd. I'm not going near.
I'm not taking-
I'm not-
No
Ace is-
money. I owe.
Yeah.
I'll live in the tunnels.
Ace is a
under
grown
Caesar
man.
Palace.
you're
I'm
500
I
grand.
live in the tunnel.
500
under Caesar
grand?
Palace.
You're not eating a piece of poop.
I'll jump into
500
the
grand?
water at the
No.
Venetian before that happens.
That is
No way. No chance.
Call it what you
that
want.
bad.
I'm not picking up
No,
Ace and
it's
not
shit.
that bad.
neither.
Okay, listen. Can you remind me? I'm
What's
gonna
up?
find out what my brother and his team used to play because it's kind of like what you
Oh,
said.
it's like a game,
but
like
it was
back and forth?
random, and you were like, "Where'd that
Okay.
just go?" Okay.
Okay.
And which would you rather? That was weird.
500
Why do you have to
500
go there?
500
Why do you
grand?
have to go there?
I'm just
No.
saying.
You are,
Yeah.
she's
It's
like,
some of
"Look
those
at
things.
my
It's some of those
backyard
pressed.
dog."
It's
Yeah, I'm like, you got it. Oliver over there ain't
if he
doing
had to,
much.
it would have
And
been
I
like
have a
ice
black
cream,
lab,
you know?
and you have a German Shepherd.
I got a German Shepherd.
Yeah, because you guys got big dogs.
Yeah, my
I
dog.
mean, I had a
is-
Roddy when
I'm
I was younger, and
good.
that was
I'm
too big.
good. I'm good. Ace is a whole human.
And I live in an apartment, and I have to take them out
With-
every.
With less than 9 girls.
My townhouse isn't enough
With
for
one
Ace.
girl.
Like
It's the-
Ace is everywhere in my house. Like he goes where he wants. Ace don't like the doors closed.
Why?
That's he just goes and
Doesn't
opens
like
all
the doors
these doors.
closed. He'll go to my office and he'll scratch at the door,
Really?
and I'll open up the door, and he'll literally walk in and lay on the floor and just look at me, and I'll
So
be
all
like,
the doors have to be open.
all of the doors have to be
That's
open.
funny.
At night, he does not mind because he knows at
Nosy
night I close
motherfucker.
every one of the doors, so he doesn't mind it at
Little
night.
nosy butt.
Oh,
He
mine
is.
He's like, what are you doing? You go to the bathroom, you take it a shit. He's just like,
Just
yup.
walks in.
Yup.
Walks in.
Oh, both of mine do too.
And if you close him out, he'll whine at the door and be like, "Yo,
No
like
privacy.
you left me out."
I'm taking a shower. Leave me alone.
Don't care.
I can't
Ace
wait
don't
till
care
you
at
guys
all.
meet my dogs too, because
Oh, I love.
they're so
I
needy.
love dogs.
They're like the. I actually never thought I'd meet like any creatures that were so obsessed with me. Like, can I meet someone that likes
Oh.
me as much as my dogs do?
Whoa. Should we ask him
Yo,
the
42.
3 questions?
Me?
We don't. Do you have them?
We had one, but we're not really sure on it.
42.
And then we have another.
42.
No, we weren't even drinking at that time, but
Here's one of them. When we researched, we were going to ask you like some true or false questions.
Okay.
But one of them was the most watched Super Bowl halftime show of all time.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm ready.
What's your
No.
guess?
Oh, what's my guess?
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. You want
Michael Jackson.
multiple choice? No.
No, she shot you down
Wait,
quick.
Michael Jackson.
Wait.
But
I give-
hold on, that should have
It,
been.
it should have been. I was about to say Michael Jackson or Beyonce. Gotta be one or two.
Can I see Michael Jackson live, please?
I don't think.
Yeah,
Bro-
that
Take
would've
me back.
Yeah,
Die
I
for
cry. I
that.
cry if you're not from Vegas and you need to go see a show. If you are from Vegas, you also need to go see a show. It's really good. The Michael Jackson one.
The one.
It was really good.
It's
I
really
heard
good.
it's
It was
insane.
a lot of production. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you
Like, it
have to. I
has
feel
to
like.
be.
Oh.
And capture that.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like,
Come on,
the
Oliver,
dancing isn't that necessary. Like, you don't have to have dancers. You have to have money to have lights and, like,
Well,
make a
even with the
production
dancers
and a
though, like
show.
it is so hard to capture him in just a solo dance. Like it's tough.
Yeah, I
you
feel
know
like
what's-
just with the
I'm
choreography
just
that
saying,
he
like,
had, you would have to have like a lot of money behind
You know the
it, just in
guy.
case.
So I know I had a friend that like lived by the guy who is him because he does like a solo dance of him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, can you imagine the?
No, he was
scrutiny you're under?
amazing. He was
Yeah,
amazing.
he was amazing.
I-
And you would have to.
Okay,
be.
so I have a question. I hate to be this guy, and I'm so
Oh,
sorry to
no.
cut you guys off. But real quick, if we're talking about how good the Michael Jackson one is, did you guys go see the Prince one?
I did. I did.
you? I heard
actually
the
for a
Prince one
friend's-
was bad.
It was actually for a friend's birthday.
I
and
never-
she's a
I didn't go
Prince.
see either of them, so
She
I don't know.
loves Prince. It was a little awkward because the stadium and the thing. It was okay.
Let's start right at the beginning. First things first. Did he look like him?
Why?
Not really.
Not really.
Okay, so I heard that's where it started, and then they said it just
Oh,
went downhill from
bad.
there.
Yeah, if you don't match the part, I'm
Yeah.
over it. You lost me.
There's some
Instantly.
occasional things with it, but I mean everyone else was really drunk, so maybe I fed off that energy. They were always like really into it.
Yeah.
Who is the other two
He says
dancers
that
with
happened to me
him?
when I went to Britney Spears. All my girls were like,
Was
really
it good?
drunk, having like,
Was she good? Because she
I
was
don't know.
someone
My
I
girls
thought I
were
would
mad,
have.
so I was trying to take care of them.
Oh,
Trying to
God.
make sure they were good.
Right? And
I
they,
saw
like,
Mariah Carey, and I had some good seats with that too, and got up really close with her. And I was a fan since I was a little girl, and seeing her, I was like,
I gotta
Stop
think
it. You
about
know
it.
who did
Vegas
that to me?
shows.
Okay, let's talk about this.
Vegas shows?
No,
In general?
just in
Oh,
general.
okay. What's up?
Tim McGraw broke
Oh.
my heart.
What happened?
really?
What happened?
We're
Since
big
I was a little
country
girl,
fans.
I like Tim McGraw. You guys will be surprised, but I
I'm not
listen to a lot of
surprised.
music.
Tim McGraw's the man.
Absolutely.
After like Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
Why was I just
Woo!
about to?
Sorry.
Garth?
Well,
I wish I
Tim
would have seen
McGraw
that
was my
show.
number
What was that
one before, and I was like.
Tim
a little
McGraw did a
girl.
song with Nelly, and he instantly became like the all-time favorite.
No, I love that Nelly like does the country stuff.
I
Shout out to
Country
anybody that
drama.
does. Shout out to Post Malone who merges hip hop and country and doesn't get enough credit for it.
No,
Right.
yes, exactly. They all need to. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Shout out Post.
So I used to sing "Don't Take the Girl" when I was like little,
Oh, so good.
and I bought every one of his albums and like had it in my cute little CD.
Do you remember what an album is?
He's my
I know you're.
CD.
You did not
I've
just
got-
ask me what a CD was.
I got.
I put them all on my iPod.
Yes, I know what a CD is. I'm not
my
that
God.
young.
MP3s got that.
So then I went and saw.
We're not
him,
finna do this.
Last summer. Was it last summer? Or 2000?
You said Gaga?
No, Tim.
Oh, Tim. I
went
heard
and saw-
Gaga for some
Go.
reason.
Where
42.
did you
I
go?
want to
42.
go see Gaga. I think she'd be
42.
better.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Is this recording?
Yo.
So, anyways, yeah, so he was not very good. But my mom told me, she was like, you didn't see him in his prime, like you already missed your opportunity kind of
But
thing.
you say he wasn't good
Tim
as
out of his
per.
prime?
I
out of
know,
his-
he shouldn't be, because I
He
saw
shouldn't
George
be.
Strait
That's
a year
argument.
ago, and he was amazing.
But
and he's
so
way older
was
than
it just
So
his
when you showed
voice?
him-
Was it his voice
Yeah.
you
It
didn't
was his
like?
voice, yeah.
So when he first started singing, were you like,
Who the fuck is that guy?
is that a yeah?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's not good.
Terrible.
And Faith Hill Faith Hill sang this is, I'm sorry, terrible ratio. 5/6 of the concert. Tim had 1/6. I
Terrible
don't know
ratio.
where that came from, but yeah.
But it was a Tim.
I would love to see that set list.
It was Tim McGraw, Faith Hill.
both.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
it was.
And what's awesome too, just country.
I'm with
Lady
it.
Antebellum.
Lady
coming to
Antebellum.
Vegas. That's awesome.
You know what's funny? Shout out to Lady
No, no, no.
Antebellum for being on multiple NBA video games. That's how I was introduced to her. Absolutely. NBA Live 2007, I think, was the first time I heard her, and I
Really?
was like, yo.
That's
Wait, okay. Can you guys tell me your disappointments? Because
In terms of hip hop, in terms of artists, absolutely.
Thank you.
You got
'Cause
one?
feel-
I don't think
feel bad
I have a
now, 'cause
disappointing
Tim's
one.
watching this.
he's watching this
Yeah.
for sure. And he's heartbroken.
He should be. What you said was
Broken
hurtful.
my heart.
Go ahead. You got one? You got one?
No, like I said,
I'm trying to think.
Mariah Carey, her voice was great, but seeing her, I was like, whoa, that's not the Mariah. All curvy I knew. Looks wise, maybe
Anybody that
not, so,
wasn't
I
the
mean,
same.
her voice was good though.
Really?
I'm gonna be honest
But
with you.
she didn't perform well.
She just kind of
Stood there
and walked
and-
around, and yeah.
You know what? I do have somebody, and it's unfortunate as ever. Damn.
Uh-oh.
Now that I think about it,
I'm nervous
because
for
I've
him.
seen J. Cole perform, I've seen Kendrick perform at that J. Cole show, seen Jay-Z, seen Beyonce, seen Justin Timberlake, seen Post Malone.
Justin Timberlake's amazing.
Put Justin Timberlake probably top 2.
Wait,
Like after
okay,
Jay-Z
we
and
have
Beyonce,
to-
Justin
we
Timberlake is
gotta
probably
talk
up
about
there.
that.
Cause you've seen Justin?
Yeah. And he
Did
kind
wait
of
was it the
disappointed
Man
me
in the
too.
Woods
Yeah,
tour?
Did it really?
The album was underwhelming. So why would you think the tour would
why
be?
Would you
That's
make your
true.
whole concert
That's true.
that terrible album.
So why would you go to that tour?
Freaking throwbacks.
I went
Yeah.
to the 2020 experience and it was
why would you
insane.
go to
I
it?
think
It was
as with
insane.
anyone,
You just
It
yelled
was
at
insane.
me.
The 2020 experience?
No. You said why would I go to Man of the Woods?
Yeah.
It's my fault.
no, cause he.
I
I
just-
didn't even
I
meant.
thought that was just a name. Is that what
Yeah, I
it
get you.
means?
I get you.
I thought
I
that
think-
was just a cute little title.
I think they should all know that we're going for the throwbacks.
Wait,
we want your hits.
Mind blown.
It is a flurry.
Mind blown. I need to know.
be.
Is that what that means?
Man in the Woods?
No. If your concert's called that, they're gonna like mostly.
Yeah, 9
Oh,
times out of 10. Because to be honest with you, it's not like it was the
Alex,
greatest
that's not
hits
the
tour.
question.
So much in one night.
Oh, I was gonna say, is that the question?
Is that
Or
a,
is it-
is that
To be honest with you, when I
Is
went to
that
the
bad?
2020 experience, he did go through all of his hits. So
Okay.
I
But
But you
could see
should
why
always
you
do.
would.
And I feel like they
I
always
feel
throw
like they
in their
always do.
hits. How many did he do of his hits?
zero? Okay, maybe like one. Like,
Really?
Yes, it was so. It was.
So he
and
he
Man
didn't
of the
do
Woods
Crimea
was
River.
Brand new.
So he didn't do Crimea River.
He did do Crimea River.
So did he do
That's
Mirror?
the only one. No,
You know,
I don't know.
Mirror is a huge song.
I don't
That's
think
crazy
he
if
did.
you
know
do
a lot of
Mirror
JT. You like it.
Yeah, I love JT.
Sexy
JT is
Back.
up
I don't
there.
even think he did
Just in
Sexy
terms,
Back,
really.
To be honest.
JT had a
Maybe
moving
he
stage
wasn't
and
feeling
everything when I was
himself.
there. Like he was at the Forum. It was
He
everything.
He was not
When I
bringing
was
sexy
not
back
feeling
then.
The Man in the Woods.
The Man in
I
the
never
Woods.
listened to him until
That's
then.
funny. That's
Is
hilarious.
that a thing? I'm really sad now.
To
because
be
you know
honest
what?
with you,
It is a thing.
it,
Oh my
it is a
God.
thing.
I went to
It definitely is a thing.
When it's labeled the name,
The
of,
name
it,
of it,
that's
yeah.
that's what they're performing.
It's the
typically.
Well, it
it's
makes so
the
much sense.
it's
Why
a
did I not-
conceptually
why did
based
I not
tour. It's a
get that
conceptual tour.
before?
So yes, everything is based around that album. But to be honest with you, but to
been
to answer your question about
Sorry.
bad performers,
Thank you. Sorry.
no, you're all.
I
That's what we
totally,
want. That's
like,
what we want. We want these random
intercepted that whole
conversations.
conversation. It was important. Okay, bad performer.
Nah, I mean, I'm just sad that you don't have a positive like thing to look back on and reflect on in terms of JT, because I have a crazy show to look back on.
From everyone I know, it's like number
Anybody
one
who
performance.
was like bad, you know what? I did see, and it's unfortunate because I saw him perform again, and he performed his ass off, and it's unfair. But
unfair.
I watched because I was in high school, and I watched him perform in our cafeteria. And it was
What?
one of those things where I was like, damn, like after hearing so much about you,
Wait, in the
it sucks to
cafeteria was
see
bad?
it.
Who?
It was YG.
Oh,
And it was just one of them things where YG had come up to Westchester, and it was just one of them things where he had did Tooted and Booted, and it was just like I walked out.
Still.
what?
I walked out. It just- it wasn't-
How long had you been in the game?
It was fresh. It was fresh. DJ
Yeah.
Vision, who was his actual, not obviously DJ Mustard is his DJ, but DJ Vision goes on tour with him
DJ
as well.
Mustard is his DJ?
Well, yeah, I mean they came into the game together.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah, he's a good DJ.
Mustard and YG.
What?
Mustard and YG.
Oh.
Mustard on the beat. That's YG.
Yeah, but
that drop. Mustard on the beat, ho. That's YG.
that's
Say that
old.
again.
That's so old.
Yeah, like I mean, I obviously don't have the
How
sound
old were
effects to
you?
make it happen.
In what?
I was in
High
high school.
school.
I was in high
you
school.
were?
I was in high school with Tooted and Booted. Was
No,
I think
you
I was
weren't.
in 10th grade.
She-
9th
bitch,
grade, 10th
bitch,
grade.
stop
I'm like,
lying.
You were in
how old am I?
You were in 6th grade.
Nah, I was YG. When YG came out, I was in 9th grade, 10th grade.
Where? Wait. So
Right,
what
you
high
were in
school?
college.
Westchester High School in LA.
Well, that's cool. They went there.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was
See what
dope.
it
I
was
mean,
good.
I'm pretty sure it was a DJ Vision Connect and it was a DJ
Like,
Vision
what
hookup.
songs did he play?
He only did Tooted. Well, I thought I walked out.
Yeah, that's
he did
true.
Tooted and Booted, but he was standing on the table, and I mean, it was one of the things where
tables?
yes,
The fold-out ones that-
yes, that went into the wall.
Yeah, what if you
Yes,
put, like, what if someone didn't put the
Hell
brakes
yeah.
on it and he just fucking
rolled away.
he rolled away.
It probably would have. You know what? And like I said,
Someone
it's gonna
throws their
sound-
milk at him.
It's gonna sound weird
that milk
because.
carton.
It's gonna sound weird because I seen him perform at the 2014 Forest Hills Drive tour, the J. Cole show,
Mm-hmm.
and that show was probably one of the best shows ever because it was Jeremiah, it was YG, it was Big Sean, and it was Cole, and
So redemption.
it was insane. Like
Yeah.
it was
See
a
that
crazy.
redemption.
Yeah, that's
Made
great.
you feel better?
About that first performance.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, because I
About
felt cheated.
him, like in
Yeah.
general.
No, to be honest with you,
I felt cheated.
'cause
You
I did feel
wasn't
cheated.
even.
Yes,
You didn't even
I
pay
know
for
that
this
feeling.
shit.
You're
You
right,
didn't
you're
even
right,
pay.
you're right.
So
I feel
what?
cheated in the sense of I'll put it this way, in the sense of knowing how YG songs react and how they hit at football games, because I had to let you know, let people know.
Slow down, girl.
having when you hear YG's music hit at football games and at basketball games and things like that, when you hear that he's on campus, you would
You
be
know what
like,
the
"Oh shit, it's
craziest-
about to be crazy!" And to see that and again, it could be because he was like, "Fuck, I'm at a high school, like I don't know what it's gonna be." And again, it was young in his career and it was early in his career, but
The letdown. Was
You
the
think that
letdown
he's
was
ever
big.
like? Oh,
I
hope
wouldn't
no
walk out
one-
on the artist. I
He's
don't do that.
I hope no one ever talks about this or repeats this again.
Yeah,
and
he
here's
was so
Chatterbox. And
hungover.
here's
I'm sorry.
Chatterbox right now.
sorry.
Oh my
Yo.
God, he was.
It's the
Oh
42.
my God, we've all had those days, right? You're super hungover. He was super hungover.
That
he was
could have
trying
been
to
it.
get through his
That could have
day,
been it.
get
Yeah.
through your high
That could have
school.
been it.
You know what's one of the most lit songs that comes on like anywhere now is that
Where?
Mobamba.
Mobamba.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this shit.
Check
in
what
that-
I'm gonna be honest. I put in my
Please.
credentials to go see Travis Scott on the
Oh, you want
6th.
to go?
So
To
is that
you want to go
Wednesday?
Super Bowl this Sunday, or are you free?
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
No, I'm not. I'm
Oh.
not. I'm busy.
Anyone?
I heard they were gonna
Ironically,
let you like
Busy.
cover
Nah,
that.
Nah, you know that's crazy. I'm busy, unfortunately. Maybe
Oh.
next year, guys.
Wait, I have another. Can I tell you another?
Wait,
story?
we
What's up?
didn't. Wait,
Go
wait,
ahead.
we didn't tell you who did we look up was the most watched halftime show.
Katy Perry.
Oh yeah,
It was Katy Perry.
Katie?
But
Hey,
then
first of all,
Lady
time out,
Gaga.
time out. Katie doesn't get enough credit for Gaga's. Okay.
Gaga was the most televised. And
Yeah.
she was the most musical.
Yeah, but
Like
so,
she had the most going on.
Katy Perry's the most.
Yeah, so it was at
Most
like
watched?
118.5 million or something for Katy Perry, and then it
I'ma be
peaked at like
honest with you.
120. That game was the highest watched
I don't
Super
think
Bowl,
Jeremy is in LA.
Medina was there, and she didn't
and I was
like
there,
the dancing
and I did
sharks.
not like it.
Who does not like the dancing sharks?
Here, I think that
Did you?
did you see
They
it?
were on
To be-
Katy Perry.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Katy Perry's performance does not get enough credit.
Yes, I agree.
Katy Perry's performance does not get enough credit between
Maybe
the
because
guest
she-
guest performances and
I
the
was
theatrics with that
there.
huge ass line. My home social media.
What she said when you
Jeremy
were
was there.
when you were
like,
there and I was really
the
close
line
too.
was-
Maybe like
you could
20
really
rows
see.
back.
She was like performing.
And
up.
yeah, so she was performing for
So you
Ariel.
should love that
She
performance.
was
No.
performing up to
Yeah,
us,
it was
like,
bad.
The cameras. So we were
So
enjoying
it was more
but
like
she
it was more
there
for the
live,
cameras and stuff. Like
okay,
live, it was
I
like,
get
what the
Live, it
fuck?
wasn't-
And you're like, is that a fucking
I
dancing
wonder if Jeremy
shark?
feels the
Why
same
is
way.
there a
You know what?
dancing
I'm gonna
shark?
call
That was
Jeremy.
before the
Yeah, I'm gonna call
baby
Jeremy. We gonna
shark,
see.
do.
Baby
We go baby shark. Hey, I just heard that song for the first time like
Did
2
you?
weeks ago.
Who was
What?
that?
For Jeremy, our
What
social
is wrong
media
with you?
Hi,
coordinator.
Jeremy.
Social media.
We gonna see how this go. Hopefully,
Yeah, it was a
Jeremy's
terrible
I
on.
have to tell you,
performance.
someone else. I saw Michael Ray at Stoney's, which is a bad place, right? But it was
Not
terrible.
good.
Terrible. And like the instrumentals were so loud.
Did he not
Jeremy didn't
try?
answer. Keep the conversation going.
And I was like,
He didn't try.
no.
Well,
It kind of broke my heart.
and that's why I'm saying with all of this, and I mean, I'm hoping they get more country artists back out here after
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
a few
I
years ago.
know.
But I think that the fan base for country music out here is growing, so that's
It's huge.
Huge.
I think it's huge. Like
we just
Stagecoach is like a lot of Vegas people. I feel like.
yeah. But it's so damn hot. I wouldn't
No.
go. Would you go? Do you go?
Yes.
You've
no, I've
gone?
never been, but I want to go really bad.
but it's so hot. And you don't want to take off the weekends because that's where we make the money.
That's
so with
true.
it, do we pause this while he's
That's
just
true.
out and
No.
gone?
No.
We should hit him with another true or false question.
We should.
I'm gonna
No,
have
we
to
should
ask
talk
him.
about our prop bets. Let's talk about prop bets, please.
Okay.
More football.
Let's go back. Let's put it back
Sorry,
into what we were
T,
what's
'cause
it
you don't watch
supposed to be.
football
Because you
anymore.
missed the season.
Okay,
He's
wait.
taking.
I have a good one for you. Sony Michelle's total rushing attempts. Over under 17 and a half.
Oh,
That one's kind of hard because it's rushing attempts.
yeah.
Kind of a lot, right?
I think it's so crazy to think of how they get these prop bets.
I know.
Bets in general, it's crazy, but they get so close to all these things.
But like we all agreed, he was gonna have
A
really
great
good
game.
Yeah, and a lot of rushing
Where are we at?
attempts.
Total rushing attempts.
Right. So he just needs the ball in his hand.
Literally, why would you even? I mean, I guess if you bet it, they're both over or under is minus 115. So, I'm gonna hope for over. Go with the over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chatterbox. Sony Michelle's total rushing attempts over or under 17 and a half. Rushing attempts.
Over, because Brady's not going to throw a touchdown.
That's right. That's what I was saying.
I'm
Like,
just
we need to
kidding.
find good rushing prop bets. I just act on that.
That's the
track
MVP right there.
record. But
Sony Michelle.
is 17 and a half a lot? In
No.
one game?
No, not for him. Well, to be
Well,
honest
that-
with you,
The ball just
I
has
guess
to go
it's
in his
more
hand.
so
Like, it's not like, hand it to him.
the Patriots are going to be, to be honest with you, the Patriots are going to run the ball probably 30 plus times.
Okay.
But they have
There's a
three
bet in there
backs
for
that they
that
can
too.
split it between.
So
between
maybe it's not
Sony
a good
Michelle,
bet.
James White, Rex Burkhead.
So
So they have a couple of different people that they can give it to.
So maybe it's not a good bet.
well, James
17
White
is
is
a
like
lot.
so
No, I
underrated.
still would do that because
Wow.
I feel like, was it carries or touches?
No, it's just attempt.
Just attempts. Total rushing attempts.
Total rushing attempt 17.
That's the same as carries.
Yeah, because I mean, James White probably won't get in the double digits. Rex Burkhead isn't
I
going to get in the
think
double
James
digits.
White
in
is
terms of-
very underrated.
No, he's very underrated, but they also put him in. They line him up as a wideout a lot. So
So there's also
Okay, wait. Hold on. Maybe this is way better. Screw that one. 17 and a half. That's
Go
way too
over it.
good. What about Burkhead total rushing attempts? 4.5.
now that's interesting because he could very well go under that if Sony Michelle
Really?
starts having success.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, you too.
Because then James White
making this
and Sony
complicated
Michelle
for me.
would be the ones to go to.
Where is that
Well,
one?
you said
Oh, there it is.
30, and there's.
I did because okay, so let's say.
So he can't
Well,
have more
I
than
was gonna
4.5?
say 30. To be honest with you, I was gonna say 30,
That's-
but my number, if I say Sony Michelle is the MVP, my number in terms of carries in my mind off rip was 26
Okay,
What?
but see with
off of him alone.
Rex.
So that means if James
Okay,
gets
I gotta
6
go,
carries,
guys.
that's 32,
I
and
gotta
Rex
go.
doesn't get one.
The casino's closing now.
You still have another day,
The
at least a day and a
casinos
half.
do not close.
Yeah, I'm
At
sorry.
all.
I was like,
And they never close, so
the
you
thing.
have
the
a
worst part
full
is the lights
2
are
days.
on in there, and you don't know the time of the day.
purposely.
Because I worked for a radio show in there. Yes, I know. It's
Yeah, and
crazy.
you know that they don't want people wearing watches at some point, like cocktail waitresses wearing watches, because they didn't want guests asking them what time it is.
It's so crazy. You walk in there, like I had
Isn't
a
that
2 to
weird?
10 shift, 2 a.m.
Okay.
to 10 a.m. shift.
All right.
That's wild
It was what?
That's
for
a
you.
nasty
Were
shift.
you? What do you do?
I was just a PA, producer
No, I'm like,
assistant.
were you just Red Bull to the face or what?
Yeah,
'Cause
5
that's
hour
just-
energy.
No, well, I did good. I actually found the best thing for me was taking 2 long naps. So instead of trying to sleep during the day, like I'd get done at 10, I'd go home and I'd take a nap.
Right.
I'd get up and I'd be productive or work out or something.
Right.
And then I would take a nap
That's-
right before I went
That's
back
wild.
to
I
work
mean, I
at
guess
2.
when you think about the hours that we work here in Vegas is
Well,
That's why I
imagine
don't
this,
serve.
I worked that and did excess.
yeah, that's
So on
hard.
Sunday, I went from excess right to the radio. It was insane.
Yeah, that's tough.
I don't even know how I did it. Anyways.
Wait, to be honest with you too, we had the conversation on Monday about why I didn't serve anymore.
Yeah.
That was ultimately why it is. Long story,
The
a little
hours?
less long. Vegas is 24 hours, and the way that I was working at Buffalo in California, once I would have got a taste of this Las Vegas server money,
oh yeah,
I would have been different. I would have been a completely different person. I wouldn't be in school right now.
You know what's funny too? Actually, one of my friends who I'd worked with did a documentary about it, and it was titled "Is the Wait Worth It?" or "Worth It?" Talking about being a Vegas cocktail waitress.
That's really clever.
Yeah, and
It's a win.
is it worth it? Yeah, because and he used me as to follow around, and it was actually really interesting too, because like I didn't think about some of the questions until like he had asked, and you don't really think about the stuff that happens and goes on, and some of these girls, like, yeah, you have this path and what you think you want to be on, but you're making so much money, and it's like you keep getting sidetracked from everything. So that's why with this and doing this with you guys is so important, because I do make great money, but then at the same time, like, it keeps you, because I work weekends, and you're more demand there, and it's like it keeps you from doing what you really want to do and going to school and everything. I mean, school is debatable whether it's worth it or not, for some people, but for me personally, it was a choice that I wanted to do, and I know it's worth it for me.
Yeah.
So with this, and then trying to get into sports, and
I don't deny that I can do it. I deny the fact if I should have done it right away, because I wanted to get used to. Because Vegas is a completely different cost of living in terms of where I come from, in terms of LA. So
it's way cheaper.
Yeah,
here,
way
right?
cheaper,
Same.
way cheaper. So one of the things out there, and it's a lot less crowded out here in terms of LA. So I feel like there's more opportunities coming out here.
That's weird.
So
Thinking about
I
that
value
adjustment.
opportunities differently.
Yeah.
Right, you
Which
usually
way?
think about the adjustment of going from cheaper
To more expensive,
Yeah.
and
Going
more in
from
Cali.
More
expensive
expensive
to
to cheaper.
cheaper. That's even more dangerous.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest with
Do
you.
with that extra money.
Well, my
Money
situation
yourself
was a
in
little
trouble.
different. My situation was a little different. I moved out here in a situation that, I was in a relationship when I originally moved out here. Less than a week out here, I was on my own
She
due
was
to
like, nope.
some things that,
Was she here?
Yeah, we both ended up going to UNLV, but I found out something as soon as I got here. Made a decision 6 days in, but because of that, like I said, I knew moving forward, I was like, cool, I'm gonna have to make sure that I do something to cover everything, because I'm not splitting everything anymore. I'm doing everything on your own.
Yeah.
So
If
that's
you're not
ultimately
married,
how
if
I
you're not
tore
married,
my.
it shouldn't be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately how I tore my Achilles, because I was working security, I was doing the refereeing, I was working at the newspaper, I was working all these different jobs, working at Lakeshore.
Oh, so you had just moved?
I had just moved.
When we met in class?
I had just moved.
We met in class.
Absolutely. And I had just
journalism.
moved. And that's ultimately what happened. So like I said, I was working these different jobs, ended up tearing my Achilles. That's why I was part-time, because I was out of state.
Hobbling around.
So I was doing all
class.
these different things in a boot.
This dude taking my chair that I put my feet up for his boot foot.
Hey, I had to throw my boot up. I had to throw the boot up. I had to. That was doctor's orders.
I'd have my feet up.
Those
and
were
then he'd
doctor's
come in,
orders.
He's hobbling over, and I was like, guess I gotta give this to him.
Yep, and you look crazy if you don't. So long as you knew it. But I'm gonna be honest with you. So Vegas gave me the opportunity to kind of look at everything as glass half full. LA, I think you can definitely slip into a depression, honestly, with things not going your way. There's so many people out there that are doing the same things that you're doing. But it's definitely one of those things where, like I said, I found more opportunity out here, and we got to do one more punch in really quick. But when I get back, I'll kind of finish that story and let you guys know how I was able to adjust it. And I think the question that we were talking about was adjusting from higher, like, cost of living to lower. And like I said before, my situation was different. But to be honest, once I tore my Achilles, I ended up getting evicted from my apartment. That's because I couldn't work. I ended up getting the money, but I had it like the middle of the month. So it was one of those where when I did have it, they were like, nah, we're unsure about the following month. So I was like, okay, cool. So I just took that money and put it in my savings and was like, cool, let me go figure out what I'm going to do. Sure enough, went and stayed with one of my... Go ahead.
Did your Achilles actually roll up your calf? Is that a true thing?
To be honest with you, mine was a partial tear.
Okay.
So the only thing with mine is they didn't have surgery.
I'm just
I wish.
No, there's no faking it. I actually
But in the
No,
moment though,
I
but
got
believe it
you.
or not, in the moment though, I didn't feel it in the moment.
What did you do with it? Like, how did you?
I was closing out on a shot, and as embarrassing as it is to say, I bid for a pump fake. And I got off the ground. But my thing was, once I got off the ground, because like I said, y'all see my picture, I was a lot heavier. So I jumped a lot higher than I did before. So when I jumped, it was one of those things where I jumped off of 2 feet, but he went around me. So when he went around, I was like, shit, I got to react. So when I went to plant, I tried to plant and turn my foot in the same motion. So I planted and my foot slid from under me. So it slid forward.
Yeah.
So it's like my leg locked. So when it locked, I grabbed my knee. I was like, oh shit, I tore something. Reached down, my knee felt fine, but when I went to go run, I didn't feel any support behind my ankle.
Wow.
So I just tied my shoe up tighter and kept playing.
I
wasn't sure.
Throw some dirt on it.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Go.
I kept playing. I refereed that night and everything. I went home, took a shower, woke up the next morning. My foot was purple, and I was like, "Yo, I did something wrong." Went to the doctor, and he was like, "Sir, you tore your Achilles," and I was like, "What?" So anyway, long story a little less long. I ended up getting evicted because obviously I couldn't do Lakeshore anymore. Couldn't do security. Couldn't do these different things. So I ended up getting evicted. Went and stayed with my friend for a month. It was a full month.
Yeah.
He introduced me to his realtor. Like I said, I got blessed with a 2-bedroom townhouse now that I'm in. Plan on graduating in.
Yeah, Vegas has
My dog is with me.
opportunity.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's and what most people say, like, why do you like Vegas, or what about Vegas, and why do you want to stay there? You know, because Nick's from Tampa or Florida, and he doesn't want to live here forever. But it's like it's tough to leave the opportunity, especially once you're in and you have it and things are going right for you. It's tough.
It's also dog eat dog world though.
Out here?
Yeah.
It could be. It's pretty cutthroat. It could be cutthroat.
Yeah.
I think you
I
just.
feel like everything is business driven and everything is money motivated. So
and friends
I
too
believe
out here are
because
the
of that,
same.
yeah.
Like it is hard to find true and genuine friends like that.
That's a
that are
fact.
just going to be there,
That
that
is
aren't
a
using
fact.
you for something or to get somewhere higher.
That
like,
they
how
don't
are
feel
you
like
gonna
you
elevate
benefit
me?
them somehow.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, that is it. What have you done for me lately?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And I
if it's
hate
not-
Absolutely.
that. I've never gone to an audition in my life.
Oh
but
my
I
God,
hate them,
auditions
and I
and what
hate
that-
when girls go through that. And
I
like,
it's
oh, you're how old? Sorry. Next
Yeah.
girl. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're so
And
Off the
freaking-
rip?
auditions
Oh,
are
it's terrible.
wild. It's thousands of girls
it's so-
showing
So you
up
gotta
for
narrow
these
them down, I
jobs.
guess. So-
Like you
Yeah,
you line up in
they
bikinis
have
and then you
the
go and
options of
audition
all
in
these-
front of it.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It's really cutthroat. But at the end of the day, you're only getting in like
No.
90% of the girls are only getting in if you know somebody. So
sure.
at the
That's
the
the
other
worst
10%.
part. It's all these girls that are going through this. I'm like, do you know someone? Because you're
and not
going
even
through
do you
this
know
and
someone,
you're
like
so
how well do you know someone, because
pretty
the
and
girl
you're-
before you knows him more and hung out with him whoever more, you know. So it's tough with that.
No yawning.
No, I'm over here because I'm listening to what you guys are saying, and it's just like, so obviously being a male and being on the outside looking in, like to understand the things that you guys really got to go through is just, I listen.
Well,
I sit back
I
and
mean,
listen.
guys got to do
We'll
it
have a
too. Guys
podcast.
audition, and the guys go to do
Oh, yeah.
to audition with stuff too, like all these other nightclubs and day clubs, and
Yeah,
they
it's
have to be
crazy
in good
too.
shape too. And you also have to know someone, because
So I'm out of the running.
But ooh, let's talk about your summer league, because you have great opportunities, and I need to get in on this. You
right.
do too.
Yeah. I want to hear
This
this.
summer, we need to go to summer league, please.
Let's go.
But you have an AI story I've been dying to hear since
Oh
Monday.
man. Oh
That you
man.
teased. Help me.
Man.
Allen Iverson.
First of all, I just want to address the fact that I have tattoos everywhere because of Allen Iverson. I got them.
Really?
Like I'm not
Because of
kidding.
Allen Iverson.
Not necessarily because Allen Iverson is one of the first people that taught me that it's not what you put on your body that affects what you do.
Right.
And it was one of them things. His how can I put it? His aggressive nature in terms of him being unapologetically him is the reason why I am the way that I am. And he'll
It's
never
great.
know that.
It's great to live by that. You
Yeah,
know, like
absolutely.
I'm me. Like, why do I need
Yeah.
to?
The-
change me
the
for
fact
you
that they
to-
wanted the fact
you
that they
know.
changed complete NBA rules in terms of what they can wear into the arena because of AI, because he was wearing Tampa Bay Buccaneer football jerseys
Right.
and things like that, and he still was doing it, coming in with do-rags and fitted caps, and it was one of those things where, like I said, AI made me. Originally, I didn't want any tattoos, and then originally it was I didn't want any tattoos past my elbow, and now
Yeah.
it's I just don't want tattoos on my knuckles and on my neck. So I
I'm
continue
getting
to
one
go
here.
backwards.
So what is that?
Yeah, I guess that's past the knuckle. So, I mean, AI is definitely somebody that I've kind of, I don't want to say I've modeled anything after, but he's definitely played a big role just in kind of everything that I do, and just the way that I think. To the point to where I could be at a game covering UNLV basketball game, and I don't know, I could have on whatever, like I could have on a half-baked shirt, which I wore to Summer League, by the way. I wore a half-baked shirt. Man.
No slide eyes.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way all the time. I can only be me. And at the end of the day, we got to understand, we're not in a corporate office, fellas. We are in a basketball gym.
Yet.
We're in a I'm saying, like, then in that gym, like,
Yeah, okay.
anybody that's looking at me and they're so like, oh, you're wearing a half-baked shirt. Dog, we're also in a gym.
Right.
And the person behind you also has sweats. And they're talking to
Yeah.
Adam Silver at the present moment. Like, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I'm not
Nobody
on TV
cares.
yet.
Nobody cares right now. So, like I said, I'll show up in things like that. So the way that I'm unapologetically me,
You get it
42.
out.
42.
42.
Unapologetically me. The reason why I'm that way is because of him. And I feel like he kind of laid that, kind of like that blueprint for me. But anyway, for that story, knowing that he's meant that much to me in high school, I'm gonna be honest, it might have just been an awkward time for me, and I have no problem admitting that. I mean, it's saying that because I feel like that's just a part of growing older and just a part of learning who you are. But
Yeah, we all had our awkward stages. Right?
yeah, I definitely felt like even though I could have been right in the situation, the way that I reacted could have made me wrong. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
So we're the Denver Nuggets. I went to Westchester High School, as I told you guys. So that's
Yeah.
one of like the premier basketball high schools in California. So the Dallas Mavericks and the Denver Nuggets, a lot of like quote unquote road teams would come and practice at our gym.
Oh,
So that's just what it was. So I got a text message one day. I was in class. They said the Denver Nuggets was there, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I'll go cover it. So it wasn't gonna be a story. That's the thing. I'm in high school and it wasn't going to be a story. It was going to be essentially a photo essay. It was just taking some photos, trying to figure out like who were there, whatever. So I get there as practice is letting out. Everybody's coming out, about to get on the bus. Birdman walks out first. Chris Anderson walks out first and looks like a human highlighter. Like his tattoos are all green and red and pink in person. And I'm like, bro, so I'm 14, 15. So I'm like, oh, shit. Like, that's nuts. Nicest man in the world. Nene shakes my hand, stands next to me, holds his backpack, and he looks over my notes. So what are we doing?
Yeah, he's getting into it. He's
Dope.
like talking.
Like, that's
yeah,
dope as
you're
hell. George
excited.
Karl comes out. I get my interview with George Karl, Dante Jones. Now, this is when I kind of flip. J.R. Smith and Melo walk out, right? So I'm like, so it's a fence, like it's a gate full of high school girls screaming Melo name.
Oh man.
So,
oh god.
of course, he says hi, how they doing, whatever. J.R. Smith, I'm perfectly fine with it, but true to his personality, J.R. Smith is cool, but he won't, like, if you ask him a question, he'll answer it, but if you don't, he's gonna walk away.
He's gonna walk
Like,
away.
he's just like, if
Yeah, he's
you don't have
just-
nothing to say, I'm gonna keep walking. So J.R. Smith was cool. Melo was super nice. Melo was super cool. And then it got to a point to where everybody, Marcus Camby came out, everybody was coming out, and I'm just like, okay, cool. And I'm like, am I done, like, taking pictures? And I was like, and then I had stopped taking, that's the thing, I had stopped taking pictures after a while, because I was like, well, damn, I don't really know how they want me to cover this. I'm going to just
Yeah.
grab a couple pictures. George Karl posed for me. Of course, Nene did. Melo and J.R. Smith did. So I was like, and Birdman did. So I'm like, okay, I got 5 or
got a good
6
amount,
pictures.
yeah.
I'm kind of fine. So I put my camera in my back pocket, right? Players keep falling out. AI walks in, and again, like I said, this is our high school gym. So he's in our lobby, and he won't come out. And one of the publicists who's taking the bags and things onto the bus walks back into the lobby and was like, "Come on, superstar." And I don't think nobody paid attention to it, but I was listening because I was like, I see you behind the door.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, man, tell him no pictures. Da-da-da. And again, like I said, I'm growing it. Again, I can admit when I'm wrong. I'm growing into it, man. I'm 14, 15 years old, so I feel disrespected. Maybe I wasn't disrespected.
Maybe
Maybe
you
I'm
got your
just
feel- you definitely got your
but I'm in my
feelings
feelings.
hurt
I'm
at 14, 15,
absolutely in
like
my
you-
feelings. So I kind of spazzed and was like, first of all, the camera's in my back pocket. Second of all, this is Melo's team and he's on his bus.
Yeah. Oh.
Like, the crowd is gone.
Yeah. We're over.
The crowd was
already.
here for
We did our
Melo.
screen.
Like, nobody cares.
Yeah. How did he?
And he just
said
and he just kind of, I said it out loud, so like I wasn't close, so it wasn't face to face, but it was farther.
Yeah.
But like he kind of was inside, and of course he walked out, but he had like people around him kind of gathering, so he couldn't see him, and it was one of those things like, bro, I
wonder
inked
why.
my body because of you, not because of you, but it's like I knew that I could do that and still feel
Yeah, I
confident
wonder
in myself
why.
because of you.
That's good.
But again, like I said, I know AI's story. I follow this story. I love AI. So I know the things that he's gone through, so I can understand how press kind of scares him. Dog, I'm in high school.
Yeah,
Wait,
but it's a high school, and,
it's a high
you guys are
school.
just excited
And
that you're
I'm
there
not
to
gonna
see him.
lie. I think you're being modest because years have gone by.
Yeah.
He was probably a lot more of a dick to the woman and was, about not taking
Yeah.
pictures and stuff
But,
that could
That
have
could be.
angered you that
That
much.
could be.
Because like when you think back, you're like, oh, he just said no pictures, but there was something, there was some tone, there was some
Yeah, some
Yeah.
give,
something that gave.
but also
That's
that
what
doesn't-
kind of got me, because when the publicist kind of even told him like, come on superstar, he was laughing like, why won't you come outside? And he was like really hell bent on like, I'm not coming outside until the camera's up,
Yeah,
no
see?
pictures, da-da-da-da. And it was one of
wonder
the things
why.
where I was
I
like,
guess
There it
yo,
is.
my camera's in my pocket, bro, and
Yeah.
the superstar of this team is Melo. He's on the bus.
Yo.
That's why I was like, and my coach was my PE coach was
Where's our
right
sound?
there.
Where's our soundboard?
Who
don't
the-
you thi-
yo, like honestly,
You're
I
slacking.
I flipped my phone that fast. But honestly, I definitely was like, there were some people that if you walked out, they would have been like,
Who the fuck is that guy?
and I'm serious, like I knew who you were, my boys knew who you were,
Who
but
the fuck?
everybody didn't. So it was just one of them things. And honestly, and that's why I said I have no problem. If I talked to him now and he heard this and he wanted to reach out one day, I would have had a conversation, because the reason why,
You
and I
think he
hope he would
remembers?
understand.
Would have remembered?
No,
Have been like, no,
no, I
definitely
don't think he
not, right? 'Cause they
would.
have
That's
way
the
too
point.
much.
That's
Right.
the point. But to be honest with you, I think it's one of those things to where it would be more of a conversation where I would try to explain to him that's why my reaction was probably so foul and so flagrant,
Right.
because I did hold him in such a high regard. So to see him react to, if he would have reacted to somebody else like that, I would have
yeah, I
had that
would wanna
memory.
know,
But the
like-
fact that it was meant to me, and I know where my heart was, and I know where my mind was, and the camera was in my back pocket, and I was like,
Yeah.
I could see if I'm lining up waiting for you, like
Like
waiting
you
for
guys
to
are the
walk out.
paparazzi, but you're from a high school.
I was like,
the-
bro,
like,
you
what
can
am I-
tell me no pictures and I'll put it up. Trust me.
Yeah, but like he acts like you were getting pictures of him doing some shady shit.
Yo, like you just gotta practice, bro.
Yeah, you just
So,
gotta practice. I just want a picture for my.
I mean, like I said, at 14,
let me put this in the yearbook. No, like that's all
Exactly.
I'm going for right now.
I mean, so what is that? From 14 to 17, I was like, AI. Oh no, I'm not doing it. But
Who
I
the
mean, once
fuck
I got,
is that?
who the fuck is that guy?
Like, take him
Yeah,
off
but
the
you still
radar.
give him-
Nah, but AI is still. I'll never take away what he did on the basketball court. That's number one.
Right,
And
yeah.
I'll never
Can't.
take away from what he meant for me in my life, because, like I said, I grew up watching him.
Where's my
So
phone?
it still don't. Go ahead, take your time.
I think for the most part, most athletes I've met have all been amazing. Gronk has come in, and he's
So now let's have a
Hilarious.
random question. So is Grunk? So my question eventually to all of you
I don't
guys
fan
were-
out. I don't fangirl over anyone, celebrities or anything like that,
Okay.
because I meet them and everything.
have
Athletes
to.
are slightly different, but not really. Like, it's more that it's like, yo, you hold them in high regard. Like, you're amazing. Like,
Absolutely,
you do.
absolutely.
But yeah, I'm not like a fangirl. of
It's okay to let
them.
them know.
And I'm not gonna tell you guys.
Obviously, I love Gronk.
You're not gonna tell us the
'cause-
next week.
No.
You fanned out
What?
one time.
Time.
Why do we gotta wait?
I was saying, now I gotta wait now.
Wait. And
If I remember, I'm gonna
happened
open the
inside.
podcast with this.
Die.
Yeah,
You
we're gonna have to
fanned
remember.
out over one. I'm gonna be honest.
But he's
I
not a
fanned
baseball
out
player.
Before.
And I even got
I was gonna say baseball too.
Yeah.
Was
Dallas
it? Where was
Keuchel.
it?
signed like a.
Oh, it was
a big
Dallas?
bottle for me. No.
Oh, I thought it was Dallas. I was about to say, was it Dallas? Okay.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Where was it? Where did this happen? Or is that giving
Context
it away?
clues.
Yeah, give us some context.
No context. Cause you
Context
have to-
me
you have
later.
to Tune in next week if you want to know.
No, all right, for sure. So we got to tune in next week to see who you fanned out over. But I guess my question becomes, who is one of the coolest, if not the, you can give me a couple of them,
Okay.
coolest people that you've ever met and talked to?
Like celebrity wise at all?
Yeah. They don't have to be an athlete. They can be entertainer,
Um,
business
Russell
person, entrepreneur.
Westbrook was really
Russell.
nice.
You-
Like I
yeah.
was intimidated by him, and he was like awesome. Like
Super dope.
yeah,
Russ?
super down to earth.
Yeah,
like,
really down to
yeah,
earth.
thank you.
Very nice.
Mhm.
Very respectful to everybody too, because some people will come in and they're just
Agreed.
jerks to, you know,
Yeah,
and
actually,
then who
I can
works
see that.
there. It doesn't matter, but it's,
Stanton kind of,
Giancarlo.
yeah, he kind of upset me because he was not that nice.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He
I
was,
know.
Tough to find out.
It's tough because I meet so many people, and then I mean it's at work too,
I mean,
so
he
it's like a
doesn't-
level of
he doesn't
confidentiality with stuff.
things, but
But I mean,
yeah.
yeah, I would say Westbrook.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook?
Gronk
I guess
is dope.
He,
'cause
he
Gronk
actually
is
set
hilarious.
like a high bar.
Gronk seems like he would be
his
dope.
brothers
to
come
li-
in
to
when they
meet.
come in before, and they're just fucking hilarious. They're like wilding out and dancing,
I don't think that
and
was there
it's,
yet.
I think
it's
it'd be
awesome.
lit to meet a lot of, well, obviously a lot of different people, but in terms of me, you know what? Kobe Bryant is up there. Kobe's
want-
up there.
Jerry Seinfeld.
You met him?
No, I would
Oh, you
want to.
want to?
Yeah,
Actually,
I watch
wouldn't
like
mind
Cars
meeting
and
that.
Comedian
I
or
wouldn't mind that.
Comedians in Cars,
Cars.
right? That one. I mean, I don't feel like he would care to talk to just like the nobodies,
Are you
but
saying
like
that'd be cool? Because I
it would be
started
cool.
like a
To meet
selfie
Seinfeld?
thing.
Yeah.
No, I started a selfie thing with all the like professional athletes that came.
Really?
Yeah, I was
Did you?
trying for a while. Yeah,
Sheesh.
it was hard though. 'Cause,
Where?
like, I said,
And-
like, at Access.
oh,
You, like,
yeah,
sit
it's
and
tough.
just, like, you know, the
Because
host
we
had to be
don't.
like, can you take a picture with her? She's cool. She works through the
Yeah. Because we don't. And that only one time I did was with Gronk.
With Gronk.
He's massive.
To be honest with you, now that I think about it, people that have been like super, Kobe was cool. Paul George is one of the nicest human beings in the world.
You can see.
Joseph Benavidez, the boxer, is a really nice human being.
Oh, you know what? I met Connor and he was super chill.
You know what? Most of the time, fighters in general, and I've come to find that out, I don't think I've met an asshole fighter. Whether
asshole
it's
fighter.
I'm serious.
You know
Whether
what,
it's
though?
boxing
Like,
or
but
UFC.
tell me why their groups are usually the like worst.
What do you mean?
The worst, like the people that bring with them.
like that.
Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
think they're entitled and they
'Cause
feel
they think
whatever.
they're fighters probably, or they train, so they.
Yeah, I guess. So then
I
they're
met-
just
oh,
like, no,
Kevin
we're not here for you.
Hart.
It's
I
like,
met
yo,
Kevin
Melo's on the
Hart.
bus. Yo, Connor's right. Like,
You want me to read it?
I met Kevin Hart too.
He's hilarious.
Hilarious.
Well, obviously, he's a comedian.
It's
But he.
some people say he's not funny.
But-
I think Kevin's pretty funny.
He was like hilarious in the sense of like having such a good time, being like so amused
Being
by
himself.
the smallest things. Yeah, I love that.
like it's
Being
all coming
human.
back.
Yeah, thank
At
you.
the previous nightclub was Dave Chappelle had come in, and I was like, and he was just like low key, you know, with one other person I think, or he might have been by himself. I don't think by himself. I think one other person. And I just like looked at him and I was like, let me holla 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 holla, and I tried my best to try to like say it the way he did, and
That's
he
funny.
just
She's
cracked
not lying
up.
because I heard
saw
her.
it?
No,
Oh.
that was at her old one. But I
Okay.
heard her talk to like other athletes. Like I don't know.
I'm
like,
so
do
like,
their thing, like,
yeah, I do their
kinda
shit, and
that.
like I just,
I was
and
like-
then they're like, yo, and they just,
I'm just
and then they're cool with it,
Regina's over there like just
You gotta
chilling
know.
and talking with
Yeah.
people. Yeah,
You know what? Once you realize, and I'm sure that we all have experienced it now, since we've kind of had to adjust to it and get used to doing it on a frequent basis, but they're human. And to be honest
yeah.
with you, I
At the
told
end of the
you,
day, everyone's human. You know,
I'm a Pacer fan, and I'm a diehard Pacer fan. So at the end of my questions during USA basketball,
Oh, you wanna-
you have to read it.
oh, okay. My questions during USA basketball, when I got through with Paul George, I made it a point to leave the conversation, but still letting them know. And I was like, oh, yeah. And as one of the few Pacer fans that grew up in Inglewood, California, like, I just want to thank you for what you did.
Inglewood.
And he was like, and you could just see it in his face because he's from Palmdale. So you see it in his face, and he's like, wow, man, like, I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's
And I
dope.
told him, and I was like, no, dog, like, I don't think you get it. We do. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
we
you.
got Vic now, but it helps. But I mean, we were only relevant. You could definitely point to
You want me
and
to
point to you for that. But you want me to?
Wait, you have a interview with LeBron, and that kind of like makes me fanboy a little bit because that's
Yeah.
cool too.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not gonna lie. You know what? That interview didn't make me fanboy.
how
But
did it
to
not?
be
You
honest,
it actually like freaked me out when you played it, and I heard your question, and then his answer. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, he was really like right next to
Yeah.
LeBron James.
to be honest
Whoa,
with you,
with that-
I think he might like be my
You know what, like,
basketball superstar of
I
our
don't-
generation. I guess.
oh, he
right?
absolutely. Well, I met Kobe, so I'm gonna be honest. When I met Kobe, that's when I had my moment where I was like,
Whoa. Were you nervous? And like,
and once he put his arm around Kobe, like I said, Kobe is. I've heard stories about Kobe. You can't tell me a negative thing about
Really?
Kobe.
that's awesome.
Because he was awesome.
That he was that nice. He was overly nice.
Maybe
didn't
he just had a
happen.
great game.
What time is
It
it?
wasn't
We
even
gotta
game
end this.
day.
Yeah.
He did
gotta
just
end this
release.
before
Yeah, he
you-
did just release his
Only 'cause I'm getting tempted
shoes.
to tell you my story for next week.
Okay, cool.
You know what's funny though?
It's
So
not
meeting athletes, like all that aside,
Yep.
it's not so much like, oh, fan out like that. It's their sheer size of how much bigger
Well, you
they
should
are.
try.
But not
No.
just me though.
Makes sense.
Like to other
No, I know.
people,
That's
it's
true.
fucking wild. Like to see how big they are. Like whether it's Russell Westbrook or people like some of
Russell's
the.
shoulders are way
No.
bigger than I thought.
It's
He's
true,
tall.
Like whether it's Russell
There's-
Wilson that he's not really that tall, but he is
Yeah, but
when you
like
see
Russell's
even
him,
like some of the
right?
Cowboys came
Yeah,
in
it's
and all that, and I'm just like, wow, they're fucking huge.
It's true.
I
It's
the
like,
picture
you
when
are a
I took with
professional
Gronk, like I literally am like, I think to his like chest, if that.
So
is
we'll save your best Super Bowl plays for next week too. After this Sunday, and the Rams
Best
have
Super
the
Bowl
best
play.
Super Bowl
Oh.
of all
ever.
time.
Ooh wee.
Woo!
We
All right, and I was about to say,
Mike
too,
You already know
Jones
that's
is-
Butler.
Just for the LeBron point too, because you guys had brought up the LeBron interview. I wasn't geeked about the interview, but the day after, I was doing homework, and I'll never forget it. I was doing homework, and so what was that? The October 11th episode of 2018, the first take. I'll never forget it. I was watching the Kyrie had just came out the next day, and Kyrie had said that
On first take.
yeah, that he didn't. It was something along the lines of like he didn't regret the way that the situation ended in Cleveland. This was before the season started. Obviously, it's preseason, and it cut to that interview, and it cut to the press conference, and they used my question
No way.
to
Oh, wow.
to start off the segment on first take, and that was the moment where I was doing homework,
That
and
is-
I was like, I heard my voice, and I slowly looked up at the TV, like, and I watched
made it on
LeBron cut and look at me,
TV.
and I was like.
That
Yo,
is-
that's
that's
what I,
awesome.
that was one of the only
What
times I
was your
did hit my
question?
friends.
Was it?
Lance had got a
Oh,
technical.
it's actually a really good question.
Yeah, Lance had got a technical in the fourth quarter, and I think I said something along the lines of a lot has been made about the personalities in the locker room.
Yeah.
We saw Lance get a technical earlier, so can you talk about, on the opposite side of the spectrum, can you talk about how much of that needed grit and that edge is needed for a team to be successful? And he danced.
Oh, yeah.
He danced
Absolutely.
around
He
it.
absolutely danced. Then
But it's
he repeated my question and looked at me, and I was like, and then somebody else asked the question, and I was like, so y'all gonna let him off with that?
Yeah.
But that again, that's my first time doing a Laker, like, you know what I mean, covering a Laker game like that to that extent. So I was like, I'm gonna let it live.
yeah,
but
it's tough. I mean, think about the position.
people
they're
still
in,
use
too.
that soundbite to this day, so I did my job. That's
Wait.
it.
Right.
It works.
Is he the greatest athlete right now alive?
Brian,
Yeah.
greatest athlete to watch live. I'm not gonna lie, watching
Not to
LeBron live
watch.
is something different.
Not to, like, he
I think
is
Brady-
the most
Oh, just is he the most-
person alive
I
right
think
now.
Brady was like asked that
The
question,
most
and
athletic
Brady is
person.
no, and he said,
uncoordinated.
and Brady goes, "Yeah, we're about the same," and then he's like, "No, he is absolutely a better
Have you
athlete than
seen
I am."
Brady? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Brady,
no way.
Brady can't call himself an athlete if he dropped that pass in last year's Super Bowl. That
Okay.
was it.
No, he's just a little uncoordinated, like, right?
Didn't he fall on that play too and nobody touched him?
And no one touched him. I don't know.
He still got 5 rings, so I can make fun of him.
But LeBron's just something.
That was a
like,
sad-
Is he
just
the greatest
it was a
athlete
sad-
right
alive
now?
Right now.
You might be onto something. I'm trying to think, and it's like I feel like
No. Okay, I want
Like,
to reword this. Most athletic person alive.
That's tough because it's like, how do you
what do
measure
you
that?
gauge it on? Like yeah, like speed
what do
and
you
everything
measure?
too.
He could probably swim against Michael Phelps. So Michael Phelps is out. If he wanted to, he could. He could swing the bat against any baseball player. I'm gonna make. Can we come back to this?
We're gonna have to come back to
I
it
have
and
to
make a list.
research This.
Oh, okay. So real quick, since
We're
we
gonna have to
definitely
put
gotta
'em
do
up
this
on
real
stuff.
quick. So now we gotta have 3 different ones. We have, or actually, you guys can do it. We'll pick 2 right now. We did have a segment that you wanted to do where you wanted to make lists.
Yes. I
So
did.
let's do.
List, yeah.
We have a list.
Ace.
Yes, we need this or that. We need one, this or that. Do you want to do one, or do I have to make the list?
Both of you.
I know
For
you
a
want
list?
one. Well, it's this or
Do
that. The name of the segment was supposed to be quote unquote this or that, and we're gonna all make lists of
Okay.
the top 5
Okay.
most athletic
Yeah, let's do that.
humans on this planet
Oh
right
my
now.
God, that's hard. Okay,
Most
that's
athletic humans. So keep in mind that goes to track and field. So Usain Bolt is somewhere on my
That's
list.
what I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
say.
for
I mean,
sure.
did you see
Somewhere
that
on
video
that
of
list.
him running in the like no
He's a
gravity that
freak.
thing? He's crazy.
5
He's
is a lot.
a video
I don't want that
game.
many. I want all of us.
5
to
is a
have
lot?
One. I want.
Oh, so we
one.
gotta give you
3.
a
Okay,
one.
3. Top
3.
3.
Okay,
Top
I'll do 3.
three.
I'll do
Okay.
3. I'll do 3. I'll do 3.
Yeah, we gotta be top 3.
I'll do 3. Super excited.
For sure.
So real quick,
I gotta
you
start
handed me
making
this
my
quote.
face.
I'll let you say a little bit about it.
Wait,
but
where did that? What sparked that for me? You guys were talking about something,
The LeBron.
and it.
was it LeBron? We were talking about
Was it
LeBron's
his
interview.
LeBron interview.
No, I think it's.
Oh, when we were meeting celebrities.
No, I think it's Allen Iverson. How it made
Oh,
you
people may hear your words, but they feel your attitude. Absolutely. And you know what? I'm
It's
happy
by
that
John
you brought this
Maxwell.
up. Because it's not necessary. Thank you, by John Maxwell. And it's not necessarily what he said, because I understand you get your picture taken all the time. But it's the fact that you're on a high school campus. Where it's a PE class. So it's not like it's lunchtime and
Yeah.
everybody's outside. It's a PE class. Like,
I mean,
only
you don't
40
even
people
gotta
know that you're
explain it.
here.
Like, at the end of the day, you were coming here. Like, it's not tons
Yeah.
of paparazzi. Like, trying to. It's not TMZ out
It
there.
was weird,
Calm
man.
down.
Well,
I was the only person with the exclusive, so it's like I don't get why you were so
And I think about it a lot. Like you only get one chance to make a first impression, right?
very true.
So it's like you don't know who's there. So
That's true.
Right.
To keep it to
keep it-
put it into context, when I first got to UNLV, that Floyd Mayweather celebrity game right after the Conor
met
McGregor
Floyd,
fight.
too.
Yeah, Floyd is nice as ever.
Super
Floyd
nice,
is super
actually.
nice as well
I wasn't
too.
a huge fan because like I like people being well rounded and like nice.
I like people being.
But then
winners.
I
She said
met him. Well, because he like I
Brady.
don't like
'Cause
super.
he's never
At
won.
first, I never liked
I mean, he's never
Connor.
lost,
I
so
never
it's-
liked Conor McGregor initially because
Why?
like you see him on
I
this
can see
super
that.
cocky and whatever.
Yeah.
But then outside of things, and then I watched his documentary, and it changed my perspective on him so much. And then meeting Floyd too, I was like, oh okay, like he's dope. He's
Yeah.
a cool guy. He's really nice.
I love
Floyd is a
Connor's
solid
whole,
human.
manifesting that got me a little bit.
Yeah,
Wait,
he's kind of in the hot seat with stuff too right now. So we'll see what.
yes, Connor. Did I say
some
Connor?
stuff?
I'm getting confused.
Um,
Connor's manifesting.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
it was good.
Sorry, I didn't know. I didn't
If you haven't
You
seen
all
that.
good?
we gotta
All
go.
good?
We gotta go. 42.
Yes,
We're
we need
out.
to get up out of here. We need to get up out of here.
Let's
Episode
you gotta
one.
close this
to
out.
end this, let's just go
Episode-
around and do
oh.
our picks real quick, and then
For the
we
Super Bowl?
yeah.
All right, bet. So you
Alex.
gotta call Nick. Nick gotta make sure that the video is done too.
Uh oh. Do we have to do like spread? Or is this like betting
I was
on
gonna.
it, or
I
is
was
this
gonna
between us
say.
three?
I thought it was us three, but I
Okay.
was gonna just do who wins and score. And go from
Who
there.
wins and the score.
And the score.
Oh shoot!
Because I don't
on
think
accident.
I'm moving from 27-24
Rams
Rams.
27-24.
So I'm gonna stick to what I said on Monday. And Monday, what did I say? 30-28 Patriots.
Okay, so
That means the Rams cover either way.
Yeah.
you got Rams. What was it?
Wait, no.
7-24.
Oh yeah, you did. You did. I'm sorry.
I'm very superstitious when it comes to stuff. Like I don't even like people telling me they bet on my team.
Mm.
So if you guys force me to pick and to give a score, I will.
Yeah.
I am
But
gonna force you.
I
am gonna force you. So I need
30-28.
30-28 Patriots. 30-28 Patriots. I told you I want the Rams to win, but am I gonna bet against the Patriots? No. The last time I bet against Floyd was Manny Pacquiao, and I'll never do it again.
Okay, boxing is different, and
yeah.
I'm talking about
UFC
betting on the
too. I
goats.
don't understand. Like
I'm talking about betting
people-
on the goats. That's what I'm saying. So am I gonna ever bet against
But when
Brady?
people
No. Am I
really
gonna ever
do
bet
that,
against
Mayweather.
Money?
No.
Never
That's
again.
not.
Okay, Medina, what do you got?
I mean, if my
You
score
think the
prediction
Patriots
would be
gonna win?
pretty close to you.
You think?
See, this is where it's
You
like
think they
I
might?
don't want to jinx
He doesn't wanna
anything.
do
I
it to
really
make her-
don't.
I feel
don't
Say the
wanna say
Rams.
it.
Just say it. I'll be the only
And like I
Patriot
said,
here.
if they
I feel terrible.
if they win, I wouldn't be mad.
The
Cause
Rams.
yeah,
You
if
think
they,
they're
I
gonna
would not.
win?
No,
She does
you
deep down in her
actually-
heart. She
no,
does.
it's just that.
That's why you
even
said
with
it.
the Eagles, though, I was like, "Yo, this is good for football." I don't like to jinx my team. Like,
It is
I
good
know
for
this
an LA
would-
team to win.
It is good. You're right.
It would be good for LA team to win. To not have
for
a team.
LA.
to-
Why is it just for LA?
Oh, West Coast.
Okay, you're
For
right.
you.
You're right. Excuse me.
For you,
It would be big for two reasons. LA wins the title and the Goliath goes down again.
Yes.
So you're right.
all
It would
right.
be good for football.
Let me.
She's off my topic.
45,
Okay.
42 Rams or what?
45. 40s for
She's
both?
going in the
I
40s.
want the over.
Oh yeah, because she
wants
she
over.
definitely wants the over with everything. Okay, hold on. We're gonna go. I'm gonna look up the last game real quick.
Are you really gonna pick the Rams? You're gonna blow my mind right
Yeah.
If she
no,
does
I'm gonna
pick the
go
Rams, it's crazy.
Patriots. What?
now. Like a low scoring.
didn't
As
say
if I
it was
wasn't.
Like 10-7. I'm gonna. Oh, I'll be so mad.
The Rams
As
are going to
if I
score a touchdown,
wasn't.
so get over that.
10-7. That's the
Let's
first
do
time.
26.
Exactly. It's first quarter.
26-31.
26-31.
Well, we can't say it that way.
Wait, what is yours?
Unless
30 to 28.
31-26.
So
The
I got 1 point.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
What was the score? So the final score for the
So, you should
Super
keep
Bowl
that
36
42 for you
was
guys.
17-20, and we won by a field goal.
Which one was that?
Who's we?
The Patriots
They don't
against the
claim
Rams
you?
in 30.
Yeah, don't claim
Oh, the
them.
Rams.
Get rid of them. Take the Rams.
In Super.
Okay,
The
keep that
Rams.
42 because next Thursday you guys are going to owe me shots because I'm the only one that picked the Rams.
Oh, we're still gonna bet.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Oh,
have
on
this
the
bet.
touchdown.
The touchdown thing.
Oh, yeah, and that one too. So
We'll
you
definitely talk about
might
that.
have double.
I mean,
Or
hey,
you might,
42.
or we might have one for
Yeah.
You never know. I'll be happy with your bet.
Hey,
'Cause then we
I'm
both
happy
win.
with the 42.
I'm happy with everyone who's listening to us.
I like
after this
money.
long
Yes.
hour.
This is a
Money.
very, very long time. So if you guys stuck around, we love you. Trust me.
Woo.
We definitely
Yeah,
love
it has
you.
been a very long one too.
It-
So
It's love. It's the first one.
We had a lot, to talk
Yes.
about. So,
We have plenty of things to come back and talk next week.
that was a
Again,
lot of life.
Yes.
you have a lot of life now?
That,
That
was a
was
lot of
good.
life.
All life conversation.
Woo.
Yeah.
All life.
Yeah.
A lot of it was. I think I addressed 2 things on my list out of like
Yeah, we'll
8.
go
Which is
more into
lit. That's
stats
so
and
lit.
everything next time. And
Stats. We don't do that on this podcast. We do that on the radio show.
No, we're going to talk about what I got.
and bets
Yo,
and where
this
we got.
next week is gonna be so annoying if the Patriots win. Like it's gonna be the
No,
worst
we're
show in
not.
the world.
I'm not coming in next week.
Yeah, we
That
gotta
would
go
mean,
to
but that would mean that you're right. So it's fine.
If it's 30 to 28, I'm perfectly fine with walking back in here and dealing with you.
Oh, you know what?
And if he doesn't score a touchdown,
He's not gonna throw a touchdown. I'm
touchdown.
telling y'all, he's not gonna throw a touchdown. Let's go ahead and end this now, so I can sound like a genius. But again, really quick,
Sony
you guys.
Michelle, you got this.
Yes,
You're
Sony
Let's go,
Michelle, go
Sony
get
Michelle.
it. Sony Michelle, go get it. It's yours, man.
Let's
That
go,
MVP
Gronk
is yours.
touchdown pass.
My dad low key with you as far as Gronk for
Reception.
MVP. We'll see about that one. But in case you guys want to go ahead and follow us on all social medias, please follow us on Instagram and Twitter at ODPcast. Again, that's at ODPCAST. And on Facebook, you guys can follow us at the ODPcast. Actually, the OD podcast is on Facebook. Go ahead and follow up. LA all the way. We got a whole lot of Patriot stuff around us,
Jared
but
Goff, you got this. Come on.
Todd Gurley for MVP. Is that what we're saying?
crumbles.
One of the running backs is gonna win
We'll
MVP.
let him
No.
crumble.
I'm convinced. We got one person that says Jared Goff.
Yeah. He's going to do it.
I told you if the Rams win, I feel like they
if
should give it
Nick
to Aaron
Foles
Donald.
can
To Aaron
do
Donald.
it,
You did set up.
If Nick Foles can do it, Jared Goff can do it. Was he not?
It's such a, and that's for next.
Okay,
time,
so
but-
yeah, now I have a question because if Jared Goff, never mind. All right, I guess we'll get into that next time.
That's who
All right, it's been
I'm
real.
with-
It's been fun. Thank you so much for joining us.
I guess that's the end, guys.
Okay, bye. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, it's
First one's
like
a wrap.
talking.